welcome back to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. I'm here with co-hosts
Dan Morncini
and Watson Bradshaw
and Chad Cook.
Ooh, spooky.
Well, I was doing a Don Pardo thing from Saturday Night Live, but we could go
never
spooky.
mind.
No, it's spooky.
No,
musical guest, the Goo Goo Dolls.
Because you went Watson Bradshaw, so I was like, oh, okay.
I thought it was because we're doing a horror movie retro review here.
That's right.
So I thought you were going spooky, but I guess not.
I mean, let's just. It's spooky. All right.
We're entering the spookdom.
Spookdom, yes.
The Spookify. It's like Spotify, but spooky.
I like that. It's nothing but spooky stuff.
TM.
TM.
It's the shudder of music.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Like I said, we are doing a retro horror movie review. These are horror movies from way back when, that a lot of them from the 90s that we watched as kids that we wanted to talk about because we are coming up on the spooky season here. And we thought it'd be fun to watch old movies, 2 per, that are near and dear to us, and talk about them.
Yeah.
Because horror movies are coming out nowadays are, I don't know, they definitely, watching these, because we each watched each other's movies. We each gave each other a list of the 6 movies we wanted to see, and then everybody watched them on their own time, and they feel much different than the horror movies that we've gotten in the last, say, 10, 15 years.
Yeah, you can see like the change like of era between all these different movies, and like how some today, like a lot of people today, they're just like, yeah, I'm not scared anymore. I don't get scared by a lot of things, and I could see why, because it's sometimes the writing, or it could just be the full idea isn't there, the budget, and so on. So I really think, though, a lot of the current ones, though, some just don't hold up as much as these older ones.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's an over-reliance of jump scares now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's an over-reliance of a lot of, gore has always been a thing, but it's definitely like sometimes it's overdone in a lot of films nowadays. Like that's a big draw for them, is the gore, which is, to me, that's not really scary. It's just gore.
No, it's the gruesome. Like there's fear of the gruesome part of it, but a lot of stuff that doesn't show you the gore or the kill, that's sometimes scarier. Just because like, oh my god,
And Watson and I got to meet. We went to a screening. One of Watson's movies is. We'll go over what our movies are, but one of Watson's movies is Demon Knight, which from the 90s, which Billy Zane was in. And we got to see a screening of Demon Knight. Just so happens there was a screening of the movie.
It was serendipitous.
Yes.
Yeah, scarydipitous.
Scarydipitous, yeah, at the Culver Theater in Culver City. And he was there, and he just said, he's like, there's an over-reliance of jump scares, and that's not really horror, he said, which is true. Because there is definitely an atmosphere and a tension that's some older movies, and a lot now, I would say, a lot of films nowadays definitely also rely on tension and atmosphere, which I consider more scary. Like I think Hereditary does a good job with that.
Yeah.
That tension in the atmosphere, that there's something not quite right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it makes you uneasy watching it. So the first Paranormal Activity, maybe the first 2 Paranormal Activity movies did that. Then it just got more and more wilder with their lore, and
I couldn't get into any of those. It was just a lot of like doors shutting.
Well, I mean, that's but subtle things like that is what I like. It's just it's the tension and the atmosphere that they're building, where you're waiting for something to happen and it doesn't, and then all of a sudden it does happen, and it catches you off.
Like
guard.
I mean, regarding the Paranormal Activity movies, the scariest parts to me are what can just randomly happen to you at night, like a pounding on the door at 3 a.m. Like that's terrifying to me, because I'm like, I'm not expecting Buddy at 3 a.m. and I'm not going to answer that door. So it's just
here's the thing. In my 20s, I lived in K-Town, Koreatown. You heard a lot of bang on doors at 3 a.m.
Oh, sure.
There's a lot of like crackheads walking around. You're like, hey, get out of here.
Yeah.
So that didn't scare me much.
Yeah.
Get that scatter gun ready.
So let's go over what each one of our films were. Mine was Dog Soldiers. A movie made in the early 2000s. It's actually a British film, filmed in Scotland, involving British soldiers in Scotland. We've talked about how much I love werewolf movies, and this is, and I brought it up before, how these are the tall, kind of gangly human hybrid wolf werewolves, which I love. Those I think are they look so creepy and unsettling. Much more than just a human turning into a wolf. Get the fuck out of here. That's just a wolf. I can go in fucking a forest and see that. Come on.
Well, I mean, if you're watching The Grey, you're not going to see those huge
No, then I'll break some bottles and put them on. Throw my fist like, let's do it, dude. Up. And then the movie ends right there. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, there you go.
And then Dead Silence, which was a James Wan film, also in the early 2000s or mid 2000s. Involving puppetry, like wooden puppets. They're always creepy to me.
Ventriloquism.
Yeah, it's just I've never liked that. So to this day, I don't like it.
They're never not scary.
Yeah,
or at least creepy.
Yeah. And then Watson, do you want to talk about your movies?
We brought up the fourth mentioned Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night, which was Tales from the Crypt's first fully movie that they put out there after the show was a big hit. So that was my first one. That's made, it was like 96, 97, I believe. And after that, I picked The Faculty.
Yes. Also 97.
Also same year, yeah. So clearly you can tell where I was at like during that year and a half. Was just like watching a shit ton of horror movies. And Chad's choices?
Yeah. I picked, one of them is Poltergeist from 1982. Very famous, iconic film. And then the other one is Fallen, it's like a horror thriller starring Denzel Washington from 98. It was one that I just felt not many people have seen, so I and it's one that I've seen a lot and am a fan of, so I thought I'd pick that one as well.
Yeah,
excellent choices.
Yeah, definitely, all great choices, all great movies. Did you want to go first, Watson?
Sure. Yeah, like Stan said, we went to a screening of Demon Night a few weeks ago. Feels like forever ago, but
it does.
But it was really fun to watch on a big screen with the crowd. I mean, this was a movie that when it came out really didn't get a huge it was a hit, but it didn't get a lot of buzz. I mean, I remember it being a cable movie. It was on cable all the time growing up.
Was it in theaters though?
It was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I never
so
95 January.
Oh, wow.
95, yeah. And so it stars it's a really great cast of characters. You've got a young Jada Pinkett. You've got Billy Zane.
Before they became huge.
CCH Pounder's in this movie. And the story revolves around... I mean, we're just going to jump right into the story.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Thomas Hayden Church is in it.
Thomas Hayden Church, of course.
William Sadler.
Yes.
The great William Sadler's in it.
Was that before Shawshank?
I think it was
after.
I want to say it was. I think Shawshank was 94.
94.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
and Die Hard 2.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing.
94 was Shawshank. Yeah.
It was funny because when we saw it, the director was there. They talked about how
Ernest Dickerson.
Ernest Dickerson, so good, but. He was talking about he wasn't this William Sadler's not like your typical choice for your male protagonist lead. He's always played such a always a bad guy or someone who's crafty or so
just a character.
Yeah, kind of like a side character. Yeah, I mean Shawshank Redemption. He was kind of
he's
side
great
character.
in that.
Yeah, awesome in it. But he was
loved his Hank Williams.
Yeah.
But and so you're seeing him. You start the movie off, and he's on the run. Right off the bat, he's on the run, driving and with a guy in a cowboy outfit following him in the car behind, and they're going through New Mexico, right? And so his character is this. I mean, I don't know. Spoilers for a movie that's
been out for
a while.
30 years, yeah.
But he is I wouldn't say immortal, but he's an old warrior who has been given this key to the universe, one of 7 keys that will, if the demons of the darkness get it, they can actually take over the earth again.
Mm-hmm.
And this key is protected by, inside is a substance, which is the blood, as we find out, that can be used to keep demons away or lock them out of buildings and stuff like that.
You can seal areas just with a drop of it. Yeah.
Or destroy them if
it touches them. Yeah. So at first you don't really know anything going on. He's trying to get away from Billy Zane in a cowboy outfit, and he comes across what would be considered like a one-horse town kind of thing. It's a place with just a diner and like a motel that used to be an old church. And so there's an explosion on the street. His car and Billy Zane's car explode together. He tries to get out, runs away to the diner, tries to steal another car, gets kind of thwarted by the locals, so he decides to go to the motel to get a room. Billy Zane appears on the street, one of the local sheriffs, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to catch this guy. He stole from me this antiquity. And then we find at the motel it's run by CCH Pounder, and has like a prostitute that works out of there. You've got a local drunk who hangs out there, Uncle Willie.
It's a classy place.
Yeah,
classy place.
Yeah, and like all these characters, and Sadler comes in. And he's like, got a little wad of cash. He like pays for his room. It's like just want to last the night. That's his whole thing. If he can last the night, and he has a tattoo on his hand of it's like 5 stars that are like as he's looking at his hand, you see the stars are moving and like lining up to form a circle. And so what you find out is like this marking means that his time as guardian of this key is almost up, and he has to pass it on to the next protector. We also meet a young Jada Pinkett Smith, or Jada Pinkett at this point, who is kind of like tomboyish. Like she's working there. Not really.
It's a work release.
That's right. She just got out of jail, and she's working there, trying to clean stuff up and stuff like that. She's a maintenance girl, I guess.
Yeah, maintenance, housekeeping.
Yeah,
cook.
And you see like her room, like she dreams of travel. Like she's got posters of Paris and all that. And so as the night continues, our prostitute is visited by Thomas Hayden Church's character, who is a bit of a sadist. Likes to get electrocuted while he's banging away.
Yeah. With the prostitute. Cordelia.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Played by Brenda Backey.
Oh, yeah. She's great in it. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Everyone in this movie is fantastic.
It's great.
And, it's a very much like a one sets. After the diner, it pretty much it just all takes place in this motel.
Rewatching it, it felt like almost like a play in like the one.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of the scenes felt or acted out kind of like a play.
Yeah,
and I was like, I never really noticed it like that, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we had a Q&A with Billy Zane and the director afterward, and they went over some more. John Kassir was there too, who's the voice of the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
So and some of the writers were there, so we went over a little more detail afterward. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it was really fun to see, like there's a mailman character, who's also there at the screening. Who's kind of just
he was there.
Charles Fleischer.
Thank you.
Voice of Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
But he plays kind of just this creep of a guy who's like into the prostitute, into Cordelia, and it's like, oh, I wouldn't hurt you. I wouldn't, And, you find out he just got recently fired because all his mail's gone missing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I haven't told him.
He swerves up and down. He didn't do
it. And so Billy Zane comes in with the sheriffs, and he's like, we're going to raid this place and try and find this key. And they go looking for it, and there's a bit of a scuffle
Yeah.
And Billy Zane, you finally kind of says, to heck with this charade, and just like rips through the cops. Like literally punches a cop through the face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like is like using the guy's body, and it's a lot of kind of shock, horror, and comedy kind of mixed together in that. And so, he ends up being outside and, takes off the cowboy gear. He's like, he's got the famous line, like, done with his podunk kind of horse shit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he then cuts his hand and spills some of this like green ooze onto the floor, onto the, the sand that's outside, and these demons rise up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this place is condemned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see like these demons, these beautiful like puppet demons at the beginning when they're like little baby versions. He's like giving them kisses, and it was just ridiculous. And then they come in these, and they're these great practical suits with insane like glowing eyes. Like they use this like black light technology to have their eyes glow. And they look like really like wiry, kind of almost xenomorphic looking creatures that are just gooey. And, each one has personality.
Yeah.
They all have, like necklaces or piercings and
top knots.
Yeah, exactly. Like each one has like a little.
The director talked about afterward.
Yeah, like it was really cool to see. They went to that detail with them.
Mm-hmm. They kind of remind me. I don't know if you've run into the guy at. He's at different cons every now and then, but I think he was at like a monster con, and he runs around as this creeper type thing, and he just stays in character the whole time of just creeping around, but he looks not exact as those demons coming out of the ground, but he looks very close to it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny to see.
What's cool because they also have like the crooked leg thing that dogs have.
Yeah, they were trying to do the to make it look like hoofed feet kind of thing, which which kind of they do in Dog Soldier too. Same thing. Yeah. But it was kind of neat to be like, oh yeah, everyone, it was that time. Everyone was kind of trying to do something different,
right?
Yeah, to
look less human, without spending ridiculous amounts of money on CGI and stuff. And like I didn't know, like they said at the Q&A, but they each one has a tail that was remote controlled, so you can see them kind of wiggling around.
Oh, that's cool.
They all have little nubby tails.
Yeah, and they had they got like a lot of mimes, guys who did miming to play the demons.
Oh, really?
In the suits, because the way they move kind of
and they
kind
said
of gangly.
Because they could barely see out they had full prosthetic faces. And they could barely see out of it, so and they're wearing those leg extensions, so going up the stairs, and there's no railing on the stairs.
Well, there was, and you could see them using the rails to get up. Yeah, so which I was like, that's got to be because the actor needs those rails.
Yeah. But
that was the biggest problem that they had was going upstairs. They had to train to do that over and over again.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, luckily, like he was saying, it was really great because it was a closed, because they knew this whole thing is supposed to be shot at night.
Yeah.
And they were like, if we do because it was shot fairly quickly. It was like a 40-day shoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they said if we do 40 days of night, we're just all going to go crazy.
Right.
So they built the set within a hangar in Van Nuys.
Oh, wow.
And they were like,
which I didn't know.
No, they basically just built the whole motel in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they only said it was like 100 because they filmed it during the summer. Oof. And they're in a hangar with no AC because they couldn't run the AC because
even the underground tunnel was in.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Wow,
damn.
Yeah, the only thing that was they shot in Bakersfield, the stuff that was out in the streets kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
they said there were a bunch of birds in the rafters.
Yeah.
That they had to fire off a gun to get him out of there. Yeah.
Little problems with filming in a hot spot like that. But yeah, so the story continues that the demons are then going to pick off each one of these people one at a time and try to and Billy Zane kind of infiltrates their minds to try and use temptation and tempt them into just screw everyone else over and give me the key.
Yeah.
And so he uses their weaknesses, like Uncle Willie's a boozer, so he's going to offer him all this booze. And
that's great.
Oh, it's great. and just different aspects, and he tries to seduce Jada Pinkett's character.
Yeah.
and even with like CCH Pounder like loses an arm to one of the demons, and he's like serving up her arm on a platter, like, I can give you a new arm, like, don't worry about it.
I really wanted her to have, even though she wasn't technically in the wire yet, I guess. But I wanted her to have like a line where she gets to yell, just like, "God damn it, Dutch! What do you have us doing for the DA?"
I'm like, everyone has to be doing that to her all the time now.
I'm sure.
It's so good.
She's so good. She's awesome, man.
She's great. It's like she has a great.
Everything she's in, she just like dominates.
And like seeing this in theaters, like she got the applause line. She got the badass moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forget what. Oh, she gets supper time. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And people were like cheering.
Well,
and even the director was like, "I've never heard anyone cheer at that line." Mm-hmm. So
there was another line where I thought it was just very funny the way she delivered it, but like it's when William Sadler is just like, "Oh, that's okay, we're all in one piece," and then he goes, "Oh, sorry," because he forgot you. And then she goes, "Sake." Yeah. And I was like, "That's
because the booze is kicking in."
She's like, "The booze is kicking in." Sake.
And apparently, the scene where they have to cauterize a wound for her arm.
Yeah.
The director like told her like just say something for the bottle, and she's like, give it to me, and so that was made up.
That was all her on the spot. Yeah.
So Ernest Dickerson really after the Q&A he told us that a lot of stuff they talked about I had no idea what this was.
Yeah.
And he said, we did a lot of improvisation. If it worked, we went with it. So like
Billy, the whole very short time to film it and a short time because it was a quick turnaround after the show was complete. Like the producers were like, we got to get like 2 movies. Universal really wanted to get 2 movies out.
Yeah. Like the whole Billy Zane, like ho dunk motherfucker, like
that. That was
made
all
up. The one where the baby demons coming out of the ground, he kisses one. That was all
Billy. And the whole thing with that was like he didn't want to wear the cowboy hat.
Yeah,
like he was like, I just don't want to be in this cowboy outfit. So that was how we got rid of that.
What about the sunglasses? Because I thought that was a weird transition.
He said that the sunglasses were actually his.
It was,
he brought those in and they smashed them. So he said, like, "Oh man, I really like those."
Oh,
that was real. Like those
were funny.
Those were my actual sunglasses. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like his belt and his sunglasses.
Yeah,
like, it was like most of it was just his shit.
Yeah,
that's funny. The so was the Crypt Keeper stuff filmed after they shot the movie? Then
it seems like that was a different unit that did.
Yeah,
that. I think that was like the HBO
probably
unit.
The same guys that did the show. Yeah, because they probably had the animatronic. I don't think they made a new animatronic for the movies.
No, this was just right after. They just took the same thing.
Yeah.
Because like the whole transition from the beginning of him filming a fake Hollywood movie, and then
much like the show, which I like using that as a framing technique, like the shows, of having the Crypt Keeper in there and like doing a Tales from the Crypt movie that isn't, you'd be worried that they would be like, okay, we got to do like the origins of the Crypt Keeper or something like that.
Yeah,
like no, this is just like a long episode. It's this individual tale.
Did they mention they had to like stay away from being too similar to Creepshow at all or anything like that?
No, I don't think they had any real restrictions. I think it was hey, we're just gonna do like the show, because they were talking about the show wasn't doing great in ratings. Like the first 2 seasons didn't do great. Then they changed the writing staff out, and then the last 2 seasons did like 3 and 4 did really great, and that's when they were like. So they used the same writers to do the movies.
Oh, okay.
I recently watched a YouTube video that a lot of actors, like big name actors, wanted to be on the show because it was so fun. Like they had Arnold Schwarzenegger in the '90s when he was massive.
Yeah.
I mean, Demi Moore was on there.
Yeah.
So tons of people. But yeah, I mean, it was really fun. So, but yeah, I mean, the story ends with basically he's passing on. The
vial, which we find out is Jesus's blood. Like, we didn't, he
every collector they call him refills it with their blood as they die.
Yeah, so he's like, there's very little of Jesus left in there.
Yeah.
He's like, but there's enough.
Yeah,
but it's like they
don't say Jesus too, which was interesting.
Oh yeah, that's right. They just say a son of a carpenter,
a carpenter, and you can see him clearly crucified.
Yeah.
So one of the people in the Q&A asked, like, did you not mention it on purpose, Jesus, for some reason? And they said, like, it just wasn't, we didn't think it was necessary. Like, obviously you can see.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah,
right. They said there was like one line where someone was like, blood of a carpenter, and then CCH Pounder would be like, Jesus Christ, or something like that.
They said we took it out as too long. No.
Yeah. So it would have been a cheap gag line, yeah.
I mean, like, part of me would love to see either a sequel or a prequel of that just to
they brought that up too because
Yeah.
the actors, the directors, they were all like, yeah, we'd love to do a
The
sequel.
writers were there,
Yeah, they were all very excited to, but the problem with it is because it is tied in with the show. And the show has so many different producers.
I see.
So you got Zemeckis, you've got Richard Donner's estate, you've got, they're like, it's so tied up in litigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, that's why, it's not really streaming anywhere. Like, you can't find the show pretty much anywhere. Like, it should all be on HBO,
Right,
but it's not.
That makes sense.
And so it's like, so because of that, and because Universal produced the movies, HBO owns the show. It's almost
all over the place.
now. Yeah. So it's just one of those sad things of like, there's just too many mouths to feed to make it viable. But even Billy Zane was like, hey, my character's, an immortal demon. Like, we can go and find many ways to interact.
Jada Pinkett, his character's still around.
Yeah.
She's still, She, Geraldine.
Yeah.
She's still around. Yeah. I mean, it was really cool. So after in the Q&A, we had Ernest Dickerson, who was the director. Billy Zane was up there. And then William Sadler sent the video in.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
And he actually showed that he has the vial.
Yeah.
Like
he
really?
Still has it.
Yeah, he kept it, which is awesome.
That's great.
And so they went to some story of how they put this thing together, and I really like what Ernest Dickerson said is that he had just seen Jada Pinkett in Men's Society, which was one of her first major film roles.
Yeah,
and he's like, I gotta have her. I think she'd be perfect. Geraldine.
She is great in this role.
Awesome.
Like she is strong. Like I'm sad that we didn't see more her doing more action.
Yeah,
at this time, like obviously she did this and then went off and like did the Matrix, but
she did do it wasn't a wide movie, but I remember seeing it on TV in the 90s as Low Down Dirty Shame with Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah,
that's right.
Was the main lead, and she was like the second lead action star love interest.
Right.
Yeah,
she was in Set It Off too, which is semi.
Yeah, Set It Off is great.
Yeah.
But she never got a franchise.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
True.
But he said that one of the reasons he wanted also Geraldine to be the final girls because he said we saw very few black girls being the final girls, and at this time it eventually became a joke, but it was black characters were one of the first people to get bumped off in horror films during this time. So he said it'd be cool to have the final girl, the final person be a black woman, because it wasn't done at the time.
True.
So, and it worked out perfectly. And then we had CCH Pounder in there also.
Who gets the most badass moment as
Right.
well. Which,
hold on a second. What year was Scream 2?
Scream 2 was 98, I believe. 2000 probably.
2000?
Yeah, it was definitely after that. Yeah.
Okay, because like it's funny.
Scream
She's in
came out
another.
in 96,
She's in another Kevin Williamson script for Scream 2, and she dies first.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's right.
She's in the theater.
She's got the Drew Barrymore part. Basically.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
maybe
that's a pretty horrific death.
They saw her in Demon Knight and was like, let's get her for this
right, and everyone's gonna think
she's a lead. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty horrific death too. When the
Ghostface
is stabbing her, and he's like throwing his head back because he's like enjoying it. Oh God.
And then she stands up in front of the movie.
Yeah.
Do people boo? I forget.
No, people just
like.
At first they're like cheering because they think it's part of it.
Yeah.
And then she like screams and falls over. And then everybody's like taking the mask off.
Yeah.
And like, what the hell is going on?
Because
they're all dressed as
I'm thinking of Scary Movie Scary Movie 2
probably
or 1.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but in the theater, everybody's cheering that she's getting stabbed because she was talking the whole time. And
so fucked up.
But yeah, this is it's a great film, man. I remember I saw
and it's kind of like a lost, like it's getting some cult love now.
Now it is, yeah.
But
it was kind of I mean, I think it's always been popular. It's just definitely has never been. I mean, it has 45% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is that's another reason like fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, I think come on, it's got like since
critically it didn't get. I mean,
like because. Evil Dead's been out for a few years since when this came out, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's got that kind of feel to it, and I think watching it now, I even connect it more with like, oh, this is very Sam Raimi. This is very like, and it's fun to watch, not really scary to watch, really, but it's like a dark comedy.
Yeah.
But it's also got cool lore though, so it's like
awesome lore, dude.
I think there's lots of potential with this movie, like. if for fans maybe to make their own, or if they follow up with comics, or something.
That's
like
a
that.
good point. You could do like a book series or something, like
because didn't Tales of the Crypt have a comic book, right?
It did. Yeah. Well, that's where it started from.
Yeah.
Like a 50s era.
I remember I watched this in '95 in theaters, and my friend, I was telling Watson this after he watched it. My friend and I snuck into a theater because we were 12, 13 at the time. Yeah. So we snuck into a theater, bought a ticket for something else, and snuck in the theater to watch it. Back in the day when there wasn't any assigned seating, so you could do that. And I remember sitting there watching it. We went to Six Flags the next day at Magic Mountain. And all I could talk about the entire weekend was Demon Knight because it was such a cool fucking film. And I remember the part that stood out to me specifically was the origin story of William Sadler's character, who's the collector, the Demon Knight.
Yeah,
he
titular character.
Yeah, he was a World War I soldier, and there's a quick flashback where he's in the trenches and he shoots a German soldier who's been possessed.
Yeah,
and then his predecessor has been wounded, and he fills the vial with his blood and hands it to him, and that's how he became. So he's in the movie. He's like 80 years old, but he hasn't aged because they just don't age. They don't until they die.
Well, he says the guy that was the previous one was a corporal named Dickinson.
Yeah.
So I thought, it's just the director used his name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great. Which is awesome. So I for some reason that part stood out to me a lot. It's like, oh my god, he goes all the way back to World War I.
Right.
Which again, World War I films at the time were not that big.
No,
abundant.
Hardly anybody thought about them.
There has been some really good zombie trench warfare movies since that.
Yes,
like Red Snow is one.
That was World War II, but yeah, there's another one called I think it's called The Wire.
Yes.
Which is a group of American soldiers find a German trench, and they're being hunted and killed by like the evil of the war itself. Which so the barbed wire is like wrapping around them and taking. It's so good. Man. Yeah. It's really well done. It also came out in the early 2000s. Yeah, I remember. But yeah, man, it's really well done. Demon Knight, and to me, it still sticks out. I couldn't believe how many people there were in the theater who hadn't seen it yet, too.
Yeah,
because they asked like, who hasn't seen it yet? And a bunch of people raised their hands. I was like, everybody's like, oh man, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat.
And everybody loved it.
Everybody loved it.
Oh
man.
yeah,
people cheering,
like I said, it was really cool to watch it with a crowd.
Yeah, big time.
And just because, you got like some great reactions and stuff.
The there was a part in the story though, like when he was explaining the history, like the Demon Knights before him, he was talking. Technically, he said there was like only two before him. It seemed like after the guy filled it up into the key, and then he went on, and then he died, and he got like slashed to the neck, and then it was the World War I guy. But the funny thing was, I thought those two guys were one and the same because I think it's the same exact actor. They just gave him short hair, and that's why I was confused. I was like, wait, were there two, or just this guy lived from Jesus to World War I, and so on. So but when he said there was more than one, I was like, oh, okay. So
because he does mention one got
so I was like, all right, maybe they just didn't want to have to cast another person, and they put him in because I think that was the same actor.
Yeah, and I love how the first night was a thief, just a random thief, who collected the blood from Jesus, and then he was like chosen to carry on.
First saw that, I thought he was like just one of Jesus's
apostles
or something, or Judas for some reason.
That would have been cool too. That would have been cool. Yeah,
and maybe that one. I mean, to kind of make up my own lore, but like maybe because it was more pure Jesus's blood at the early days, their lifespan lasted longer.
That could be it too,
because he's like, you don't know how long you've got. When the stars line up, you'll know what to do.
Yeah,
but he's like, you have no idea how long.
He said it could be a year from now, it could be 20.
Yeah,
but like, what I was always intrigued about, because like if he's been using it that whole time to just put on doorways, like what if he ran out before the time?
Well, so that's what as the blood begins to run out, it's like a time. It's like
it times with its stars?
It's like an hourglass. Like as soon as because as you go along using it, like everything's supposed to be like predisposition, like it's all laid out. Yeah. As you're using the blood, the stars are slowly. So it's like if you don't encounter,
he's not refilling it every few years.
No, it seems like it's whatever's
it has
in
to be the previous.
That's your
person.
time glass.
It can't be his own.
Exactly. No, that's your hourglass.
Gotcha.
So if like say you don't run into any demons for 30, 40 years,
right?
you're good. But as soon as you start running into them and using it, that's when the stars. Because remember, he says everything has to line up perfectly. 7 keys, 7 people.
Yeah.
You know, at night.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I mean, like if he's been using it, that like one drop on a doorway every time, you know, or is he just like, oh, I carefree the whole? That's kind of where I kind of want to know. Like, has he been?
Yeah, I think it's like it's
like, do you have to wait for the stars, or can you start using it before?
I think because
she uses it right
away.
Right away
when she gets on the bus.
Yeah, I think it's just it's it's like an hourglass, so it's like as you, it's already kind of predetermined.
Because I mean, she. After William Shatner fills it up initially, then she just drenches herself in the blood.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
in his blood,
without thinking, like I was like, well, you just wasted all that. But she refills it again, like from his corpse.
Body. Yeah, exactly.
But I was just like, oh, so that's why I was like, maybe it's not lined up the bottle. It's just like, but obviously that makes more sense.
How much does that bottle hold? Like a quart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but I mean, like you only have to do a drop in the doorway. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Me, I would just accidentally, oh God,
drop and spill it, and then the stars just line up.
It's like, oh no. Well, there's no 7 people.
But yeah, it's a great film, man. I had a great time. I'm so glad the director and the writers and Billy Zane
what a
there.
Great way to see it. Like really, like, and I think Chaz, did you post about?
Yeah, I saw it, and I was like,
so
I know that was one of the.
Yeah, seriously,
I just couldn't make it, but. I knew at least maybe one of you could make it, or both of you. So I was like, hey,
I appreciate it.
But that's also good to hear, because like a lot of actors, when they do weird, quirky movies, they're not as behind it. But to see that Billy Zane is there supporting it, I was like, that's great.
It was great. Yeah, he showed up in a Stan clocked us right away, but he was wearing a Memphis Belle jacket.
Yeah,
and and he came out, and someone asked him, what was his favorite role to do, and he straight away was like the Phantom. Oh, nice. And after that, he said,
I yelled out the Phantom rules.
Yeah. So I got a little happy about it.
Were you like, damn it? Were you like, damn it? I should have worn my favorite costume.
Yeah.
Believe you me, I thought
he showed it to him.
Oh, nice.
I did. Yeah, I showed him a picture.
Oh yeah, because you got a picture.
Yeah.
Of him. But so he was saying his favorite film role was the Phantom.
Yeah, because he's like, very few times he gets cast as a good guy.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I don't know why I'm always the sinister guy on a boat.
Yeah,
like, between Dead Calm,
and he also got into the lore of the Phantom, so he's excited to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he committed to it. That was like he had no muscle suit. That was all Zane, baby.
And then they asked him, but then he said, "This was my favorite acting experience."
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a blast making this.
Did anyone ask, like, would there be a Phantom 2 in the future?
No.
Wow.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But in the lobby later on, you could have pictures taken with him, and and
I think he is part demon, because he looks amazing.
Yeah,
for a guy
he doesn't age, dude. He doesn't age. Yeah.
I really regret I didn't get to theater to see his recent movie. The
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, because he went all out for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when you guys got a picture with him, did you have a longer conversation with him?
Yeah, so we got up there. We got up there, and I said, I told him I was in the Army for a long time, and when I was in Iraq, we took over an Iraqi Air Force base, and there was a working theater on it, and so then the Army just set up there. They would just show movies on there, and so I told him we had a Billy Zane. So we had a Billy Zane night, and the first film was Memphis. And as I was saying Memphis, he goes, "Memphis Belle?" I was like, "Yeah, man." Because I was like, "You
nailed it."
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome, man." And I was like, "Yeah." We watched this Demon Night. We had Titanic was on there. And the Phantom, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome, man! I didn't know that." And so he's like, "Thank you for your service." Signed a picture with us. And I was like, "Can we get a picture?" He's like, "Yeah, definitely." Yep. Then Watson showed him the Phantom suit. Yeah, he loved that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and we took a picture with him, and we posted it on Instagram too.
Yeah, and he took a picture of our.
So podcast. I said, by the way, we host a small podcast called Nerdom, and I showed him a picture of. On our Instagram of the account, and he's like, "Oh, okay," and then he took a picture of it. Hasn't contacted us yet.
Balls in your court, Zane.
Yeah, come on, Billy, come on over. So,
cool if you do.
Yeah. So great guy, and
great
I wanted to take a
experience.
picture of William Dickerson too, but there was people in the surrounding him, and I said, "Oh, come on."
Did Kassir stay too for picture stuff?
I didn't see him. I think he left early.
Yeah, I think he left
early. Yeah, and what's his voice of
Roger Rabbit.
Roger, he left as well.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I don't. I wanted to definitely take a picture with him, but yeah. But aside from great experience, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that there was a lot of Demon Knight fans. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a fun movie. I mean, I think you're right. It's totally akin with like Evil Dead, that kind of vibe, and that's definitely kind of the action horror stuff I dig, with a little bit of comedy, a little demonic.
Did they talk about the day on set where they had all the topless ladies for Uncle?
He did, although the director Ernest Dickerson did say that for Cordelia's part, that when she's possessed, the prostitute, he wanted to have a vagina on her on her chest, going down from her chest to her stomach.
Yeah,
and it opens up and like swallows Wally in, and that's how she had kind of attacks the rest of the group.
Oh, that's cool.
When they find out, and he
drawn
it up because he did all the renderings, the drawings for it, and apparently what's his name?
Richard Donner's wife.
Richard Donner's wife found out about that. I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Laura Donna was like,
well, I mean, that's interesting because there was a game in the teens of the 2000s, Dante's Inferno, which was kind of a God of War like game.
I remember that game.
But one of the levels of hell on Lust, when you're on that circle of hell, there were these female minions where their bodies would split in half, like where a vagina would be, and stuff like that. And I was like, that you explaining that, I was like, wow, they must have had like someone maybe worked on Demon Knight do that, or they were inspired by that. I don't know,
but interesting. It didn't get made, but
still,
he's like you win some battles, you lose some battles with the studio.
Maybe we'll get that if there's a Dead Space movie.
Oh man,
that'd be awesome, dude. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Give it to Ernest Dickerson, dude. He knows what he's doing.
Hey,
I was going to say John Carpenter, but
if not Carpenter, then definitely
Dickinson's a good choice.
Would be a good choice.
Yeah. And this was like one of his first major films too, which was awesome. I'm glad that the studio took a chance on him.
Yeah, he did.
He really delivered.
Oh, what's that one? The Ice T movie.
Do the Right Thing.
No. He did that, but he also did the hunting Ice T.
Oh, Ice T movie. Oh.
Are you? Surviving the Game.
Surviving the Game.
He did that. Really, that was him.
Yeah,
that's
and it was based on that got him this gig.
Oh wow, I would love to ask him about working with Gary Busey.
I mean,
I'm sure he's got a
Busey story. Yeah.
Well, because I think Busey made that whole monologue up about killing his dog in that movie where I was like,
I don't even think he knew the camera was rolling.
Yeah, he probably just talking. Yeah,
I killed my dog.
My dad. Well, no, he was talking. It was like a test. His dad put him through. He was like, here, and he had to wrestle his dog, and
God,
and he acts it out. Just like
Dickens is like, keep rolling, just keep rolling. No one tell Gary.
And action.
What movie I'm in? Am I doing?
I thought the house was on fire, so I jumped through the window to fight Ice-T.
Yeah, Demon Knight. Check it out.
Yes.
Great film.
It was on not Paramount, but Peacock. You can watch it on Peacock.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I really hope that we get a sequel. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Follow up on Geraldine. What's she doing now?
Yeah, we don't need to follow up on Bordello Blood. That was there. That was the.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
How many times the Crypt movies were there?
Only two.
Oh, okay.
There was supposed to be another one after this, which was took place in New Orleans. It was a zombie film, which I would have loved to see. I wish I would have done that instead of Bordello.
Yeah,
Bordello Blood. I had.
What is that?
That's vampires.
Vampire with Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller's in it.
Main lead.
Really? Yeah, when they were trying to do Dennis Miller be a thing.
It was like
come on, babe.
Yeah, he just got out of Saturday Night Live, and
they should have got Dana Carvey.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, it's funny because
they also had Corey Feldman in it, dude.
He would have been good. Like, it's very John Carpenter's Vampires, if you think about kind of the James
Don't
Wood.
Compare.
No.
John Carpenter's. You still need to see it because you saw the wrong vampire.
I did.
What?
Remember, we figured he saw the one with Bon Jovi. He didn't
see that's right.
Sequel.
Which I was like, what are you guys talking about? That movie's terrible. Like,
no. You haven't seen it.
Oh man. So, do you want to move on to your first choice?
Sure, Go ahead, Chad.
I'm trying to pick which one I should talk about. Let's do Poltergeist.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's get into it.
So this one, it had some. It also has I guess nostalgic fear for me because as a kid, the whole TV screen thing back when TV still had static, that freaked me out because my TV would do that time to time at late at night. So, but so I mean, this. I think did the movie take place in the 80s too?
It did.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't
current day for
current day. So
in 82.
82. Yeah, it came out. So, it just felt like 70s to me. So,
Yeah,
because
Steven
Spielberg wrote it, and it was right after Close Encounters, like around there.
Well, I mean, do you know some of the backstory stuff about it?
I know that he was attached to E.T., so he couldn't direct.
Yeah.
And so he, the director's last name is Hooper, I believe.
No.
I'm blanking on his first name.
Not Todd Hooper. It's
hold on.
Who are you talking about?
Tobe
There we go.
Hooper. Yeah. So I don't know if there was like too much conflict there, but I know that Spielberg was on set a lot to like give his.
There's a lot of people that claim that Spielberg really kind of directed this.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a producer.
There was a whole thing with Universal at the time that because he was doing E.T. at the time, they didn't want him to do 2 movies.
Yeah.
And so, he got in Tobe Hooper, who's a fantastic director. He did
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Exactly. He's no slouch.
No.
But there's definitely you can see Spielberg's influence on a lot of this.
A lot.
Definitely.
A lot.
And
especially the family dynamic.
On the script itself, it was supposed to be a straight up sequel to Close Encounters. And it kind of, got darker in places.
Yeah.
And basically what happened was, he came up with the script and was like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling this kind of spooky vibe about the aliens. And so he took some of the family dynamic with alien stuff and made E.T. with it. And then the other half went to Poltergeist.
Oh, that's
so they kind of split the script.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. That explains a lot. Then, but the movie starts out with we're just introduced to the family with Craig T. Nelson as the dad, and I'm blanking on the wife's actress.
Oh, Jo Beth Williams.
Yes,
Jo Beth Williams.
And you just see, that's the thing with horror movies now, that they don't. The families aren't as perfect or as there's always something wrong.
Yeah,
at least with maybe one member of the family. But here, they were all very pleasant. They were all the kids were nice.
The movie spends a lot of time on the family, which is great.
And I think that's an important
more
part of the
Spielberg
movie.
vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like watching this again older and then watching it younger, you get 2 different versions. One, you're more scared, but now watching it again as an older person, especially for you, Watson. I think people who are parents have a different view of this. Losing a child or possibly losing a child.
Yeah,
in that capacity.
I mean, it's the scariest thing you could think. I mean, it's funny rewatching movies now in my life when I love the movie Prisoners.
Oh yeah.
With Hugh Jackman and
I can't abduct the guy.
I can't watch that today.
Yeah.
I started watching and I have anxiety attacks.
Jeez.
Because it's just the beginning section where you see the kid wandering off and you're just oh no, I can't. It messes with your head.
Sure.
Yeah. But we're introduced to the family, and the camera's going throughout the house, and I've the TV at the end of the night. The TV plays the national anthem, and it goes to static, to end TV programming for the night, and you see Carol Ann sitting in front of the screen, just addressing whoever or whatever is talking to her, but we don't hear that. We just hear her speaking to her. Hello, what do you look like? First off, I would be like, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I would
why are you not asleep?
I was you're grounded. Anytime you talk to inanimate objects, you're grounded. That's it. But so the dad looks a little alarmed, but not so much to be oh, we need to get her help, or maybe it's an imaginary friend, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it quickly goes to the next day. Just pleasant family life. And I will say, this is the first movie where the house isn't haunted initially.
No.
Which is weird to me, because when we do learn later where the house was built, I was like, why did it only arrive then? I was kind of questioning. But there's a storm that's encroaching the town that they're living in, and you see they kind of like initially show this creepy tree that's outside their house, and like
that's Tony Cooper stuff right there.
Yeah.
The creepy tree. Yeah,
and that'd have been cool if there was a little more history to that tree too, because he does specify that tree's been here longer than we've been. So, but yeah, so the youngest, or I guess he's the middle child, the son. He gets creeped out by the shadow cast from the tree outside, and while the storm is coming, and the dad pleasantly, he doesn't like. This is the first dad who doesn't complain to go check in on his kids. Like he sits with him and is like, "Here, let's just count the seconds between the thunderstrike and the thunder and stuff." But then it just ends horribly, and the kids end up in their bed anyway.
Yeah.
And so
it's a little weird they shared a room, but.
I mean, not that they were.
They're young. They're young.
Yeah. I would say the kids, the son wasn't too much older than her.
No,
I'd say like maybe.
But, I mean, it's a big house.
I would want my own.
The parents
room
needed a room to smoke pot in. They're not having kids in that room.
Yeah.
Well, was that pot? I thought that was a cigarette.
Yeah, it looked like weed. They never said it, but it's implied.
The way she was holding it and the way she was laughing, I was like,
it's definitely heavily implied it's weed.
Some dudes, yeah. They're chill parents,
she didn't,
man.
But I mean, she didn't rush to put it out when the kid came in.
They're also boomers, so they were in their 60s. And
they're
teens.
Hippies, yeah.
They're teens in their 60s. So
the dad wasn't as like square. To be like, what are you doing? So, but you just see all the love of this family, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, man, it's like a good 15, 20 minutes of the family just being a family.
Yeah.
Which I had forgotten about. I hadn't seen this movie since the late 90s.
Yeah, I forgot how far into the movie till she disappears.
Yeah.
Because I was checking, it was probably like 40 minutes in when it takes place, because all of a sudden they start noticing after the storm comes through
and there's
a big earthquake. Yeah.
That's what kind of opens everything.
Yeah. You hear the not titular line, but a famous line from the movie was like, "They're here," and so the following days we start seeing like forks, utensils bent. And
chairs
getting stacked and moved around, and like
at first it's cute.
That's the thing.
They're
like
having fun with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I don't think she knows it's a ghost yet.
Absolutely not.
She's just having fun with it.
Right.
And I'm like, that's very rare. Usually people immediately are fearful of it.
Oh yeah, that's happening. Right. I'm bolting out the door.
I would not be her.
We're never coming back.
Like if I bent down to a cabinet and then stood back up, and then the chairs were stacked on the table.
Like, that's it. I'm done. Yeah,
we're good.
You own the house now, ghost. Bye.
Yeah.
But I love they're like, no, we're gonna put a football helmet on the kid.
Yeah,
and she's like marking the area on the floor, like with tape, and
like let's just play with.
What a fun time we're having.
It was really. I remember this from when I first watched it as a kid when. Her daughter like scoots across the floor and she's like jumping up and down like like the mom's like happy, and it's just it's a funny that's also Steven Spielberg, like heavily Steven Spielberg.
Like the whole they even the both of them even right after they go over to their neighbor that the dad is kind of feuding with because their TVs are
linked up
and they're trying to figure out a way to pose the question, like, has anybody, but they just laughing. So part of me, I was like, are they laughing because what they're about to ask is ridiculous, or are they kind of high as well?
Probably a little bit both.
Yeah. But like, it's funny that, that wasn't a thing talked about a lot. So I guess it would just seem very silly for them to bring that up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they were looking in the yellow pages for people to come investigate a phenomenon in their house, and they landed on I'm blanking on her name.
Dr. Lesh?
Dr. Lesh,
Beatrice Straight.
Dr. Lesh, and like that was probably the first instance I've seen of a person come in with like helpers with cameras,
equipment.
Like I think that's kind of where that James Wan got
the Conjuring kind of
type of vibe. So
it's definitely
like this movie inspired so many other movies down the line.
For sure,
so.
For sure.
I really wish it was one of those Ghost Bro guys that are just like, all right, Ghost, where you at?
It was bro. Yeah, we're True Religion jeans.
Yeah. Maybe that was in the remake they did with Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
but I did not see that.
I did not see that.
Me either.
But yeah, no, like they brought in equipment, and they were just they were very conscious of the parents, their sorrow of like we can't find our daughter. We can hear, but it's like how fast the movie was moving and how cooperative everybody was. I was like, this is not usually the way a story goes now for hauntings or
they come at it from a very scientific viewpoint.
Or like the dad's the last one to come to like, this is happening, and I'm like, the whole movie you've been fighting.
Right,
this.
exactly.
So I'm glad we're all like everyone's on the same page so quickly. So, but like the encounters they've had with her running down the stairs and running through the mom, like that was a beautiful scene where she's like, I felt her. She ran right through me, and but like also when the communication with her, where she's describing like the people she's interacting with or the beast that she's running from and stuff, which is terrifying just to hear it. And like the iconic scenes that pop out to me when they're before they bring in the medium is when the beast like takes a bite into the guy with one of her helpers with you just see the bite mark. I was like, oh god, it's terrifying. And then also when he's like washing his face in the mirror and he starts peeling away his face.
This is the thing with the 80s. We had a lot of movies where faces are getting removed, like between this and like Raiders of the Lost Ark and like Gremlins. There's a lot of just skin melting off faces.
I mean, it's probably with identity.
Yeah.
There's a I don't know if that was the thing in the 80s. Identity.
And you call her a medium. I think she's more of an extra small. Thank you. I'm going to leave now.
There you go. Bravo.
You talking about Zelda Rubinstein?
Yeah, that's right.
Carolyn. I really like when they brought her in. She is very emotional with the parents. Not emotional, but she speaks to them in such a warm tone.
Yeah.
Like Carolyn is here, and she the way her whole speech as she's explaining what's going on in the house and where her daughter is and how she's not gone, they can get her back.
Yeah.
It's very touching.
Got a little Jewish Yoda.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it's very creative with just the whole sort of parallel dimension in a sense through the closet and like it was you don't really see that too much other than like now I guess you get the upside down or you get
see that's the thing too is like on like nowadays they would show what's in there they would definitely when she goes in to get the Caroline there would definitely nowadays be a camera in there
definitely
it's all left to your imagination
right.
And I'd wonder, like, I don't know if the new one showed it at all.
I don't know.
Or not, but, like, it would be interesting to see what the beast actually looked like and stuff like that. Because I was always curious. I was like, what was able to leave that kind of a bite to, and, like, they're attracted to her life force. And I was like, that's also kind of Shining element to it.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, there's so many different things that expelled from that movie where it's like, oh, it's Shining and different bigger movies. And so but like you also see the commentary on I don't think industrialization is it, but like not caring about where you're building
it's revealed that they just built
gentrification of an area
urbanization they just built these homes, this tract of homes over a cemetery. They claim they moved the bodies, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They just moved the headstones. It's revealed eventually because the mother goes outside. It's pouring rain. There's a second attack after they think the house is clean.
Yeah.
And she falls in the pool, and there's these skeletons just rise up out of the
There was lore, or at least a rumor that people thought those skeletons were real.
No. So apparently they are.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they tracked them down. So they were trying to save some money on production and got them from like a medical, I don't know, like a medical supplier or something like that.
Oh, really?
So supposedly those were real cadavers.
Well, I mean, there was all those like weird things that happened on set that.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the curse of, was it 3 or 4 actors on this movie died, fairly soon after that?
Yeah, 2 of them did. Yeah, one was murdered, the other one died of a ruptured spleen or something like that.
And then I think the brother got in a car accident.
Did he? Oh,
yeah, like a year or 2 after the movie.
Oof, God.
So there is this kind of like they all cursed kind of thing.
Yeah. Also the like the whole aspect of the house disappearing into the void type of thing. So I mean, like, it leaves you with so many questions that it's just like I would like to see more. And there were sequels, but they don't really fall into the same.
Not really.
Because they
build the lore up a lot.
Yeah, they do. Right. But like the fact that the bad guy or the bad ghost or whatever in the second one had nothing, or sort of did.
Wasn't introduced in the first.
Yeah, and I was just like, but it's still creepy. But it was like just
he was one of the spirits that was attracted to her energy.
Of course. But and I love anytime I grab a phone. I'm like, you moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
It's one of the best line readings. Oh, yeah. Craig T. Nelson just kills it.
Like you because also through I didn't even mention like through the timeline of the movie, you see the parents go from their happy, jovial to just this depressed, like exhausted state. And Craig T. Nelson's got an after. Not what's
5 o'clock shadow.
5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. And like you just see him like drained, and he's like, I'm done with this. You know? So and that's usually what happens when a haunted house movie like it just drains the family. You know,
you can really see they all take a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
I mean, did we talk about Creepy Clown at all?
Oh no, we didn't. Yeah. Under the bed,
that's the creepiest part of the whole
movie. That was the whole thing with me. I would put stuff underneath my bed just so I know nothing could be there because I have stuff under the bed. So
exactly.
Perfect kid logic.
Just you also got to jump the last foot of the bed.
Exactly. or you, and then for closets you put like your hamper or basket in front of the closet. So obviously, it would be moved if someone got in there. So I would know.
Yeah.
If you cover yourself with your blankets, you're good.
You don't let your feet hang out from the sheets.
Can't do that shit. Can't do that shit.
Comforter's the safe place to be.
Yep. Can't get you under the comforters.
You wash it with holy water. That's the key.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
That's
it. This movie, I texted you guys after I watched it because it's the first time I'd seen it since like 98, 99.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it came on KTLA 5 here in Los Angeles. It's a TV station used to have movies that would play. I want to say like every Wednesday or Thursday, they would play like a big name movie for their evening film.
Yeah.
So like that's the first time I saw Predators. First time I saw Predator 2, Aliens. First time I saw this film. First time I saw Die Hard.
Yeah.
That was showing like it was a couple years old, but it was still in the cultural zeitgeist. Because it was only a few years old, and they played this sometime in the mid '90s, late '90s, somewhere around there. And this is the first time I had seen it. I watched it again a couple years later in the 90s, but this is the first time I'd seen it. And I remember watching this film and then realizing how culturally impactful it was. So I watched the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror that parodied this. And somehow I knew it was already Poltergeist, but I hadn't seen Poltergeist yet. But somehow, because it was such a culturally impactful movie,
I knew osmosis.
I knew that's what they were. And then I eventually watched it. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Well, like the scene of the house gang.
Exactly. That's all right.
It's been, aped in so many things now.
Exactly. And then the Simpsons, they have the portals or throwing shit through.
Yeah.
And so like they're like, don't throw your trash in here.
Spits
the ghost like, don't throw garbage in here. And but like I remember watching this film and being like, kind of freaked out by it. But even back then as a kid and just recently watching it, just 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I was like, I get how important this film was and it's still influencing it to this day. Like The Conjuring is still actually not The Conjuring. What's the other film one?
Insidious.
Insidious. Insidious is still parodying it, not parodying it, but doing a homage to it to this day. To this day they're still doing it. To an extent, a lot of other films are still doing it as well. They owe a lot to this film, and I get it. But even as a kid, even now, it's like it's a little much. Like watching it, it's like okay. Even watching it as a kid, I was like, this seems like they're overdoing it. And again, it's Steven Spielberg at his height doing. Let's go as high as we can with this, just like he did with a lot of his other films, which I appreciate. But even then, I'm just like, there's a scene, and it still sticks out when I was a kid, and when I watched it a couple weeks ago, it's like when they open that portal and you see all the ghosts like marching through the living room, and I'm just like, okay. It's like, and then the girl disappears, and then like there's portals, and the house like disappearing at the end, and I'm like,
too much going on.
Yeah, even as a kid, as watching, I was like, it just seems like they're certainly reaching, but I appreciate it because they're like, let's see how much we can throw in there. Yeah. Let's just go wild. They said, like, fuck it, there's portals. Fuck it, the house disappears at the end, and it's crushed into this nothingness, and it just disappears. There's an army of ghosts marching through the living room. A guy's ripping his face. Fuck it, let's just do it. And so I appreciate that, and I get that it's supposed to be tied to the bodies that are like sitting under the house in this earthquake that's kind of like, shaking everything up. And it's called Poltergeist because poltergeist means noisy ghost, which is in the paranormal field. It's not necessarily a ghost if you think of as like a dead person. It's energy that is, again, this is the paranormal field. The theory is a poltergeist latches on to or comes from, typically tends to be younger people in a family who have a lot of emotional, usually it's like a teenager, have a lot of emotional shit going on, and it either because of them or some energy kind of locks onto them or creates this energy that then starts fucking with the physical world, So it's a little different here because she's so young, and that, like you said, Chad, they're attracted to her life force. That's what kind of like wakes them up to an extent. I still like the film a lot. I think I appreciate it for what it is. I appreciate that it's certainly different from a lot of horror films now, where I said The Conjuring, we've had a lot of families in The Conjuring, a lot of stories with families, and they spend a little bit of time building them up. Like, hey, this is an ordinary family that just happens to run into something. Like you said, they're not perfect, though. There's always usually something going on, and that's part of the storyline of why things kind of are attracted to them. But in this, it's a happy family. It's like the first, like I said, first 15, 20 minutes is just them being a family and just going about life, and and just a normal. It's just a normal typical American family living in suburban Americana that just happens to run into something related to their home. That being said, I still think it can be watching it. It's like portals, really? Like, okay, whatever, whatever. She goes in there with a rope and shit. I get Stranger Things is that's Stranger Things.
Absolutely,
so it's so again, I get how important this movie is and how big it was. I'm certainly not as impressed by it as I was other films at that time. Even as a kid, I was like, okay, you guys are doing a little much here. But it's fine. It's still a great film. I enjoyed it, and I appreciate it for what the influence it continues to have to this day. So. Yeah,
Stan was a harsh critic in his preteen years.
Yeah, watching as a 12-year-old, I was like, really? Excuse me, sir.
I mean, like, if anything, all that stuff, 3.5 stars, sir. All that stuff that you thought was too much, I felt kept me in it. Otherwise, I think the movie would be too boring.
Yeah, exactly.
I think sometimes when movies do it, it could be too much. But like a lot of the stuff today, where it doesn't have a lot to it, and it's a bit, I'm like, all right, well, and then it's easy to guess. Like, if I never saw Poltergeist before, I wouldn't be able to guess all of that was going to happen.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But, like, watching something now, and I'll be like, okay, there's obviously, there's another portal to another world. Like, it can be too predictable with, and that's where I'm just like, I think if it's hard to be new. I will say that. Obviously, a lot of people have covered the horror ground so much that it's hard to be very new. But like this, it kind of, without giving you too much, it also, like, I felt it could have given us more in Poltergeist, and they held back. Yeah. Obviously, probably limited to technology to do all that stuff.
Big time,
too.
yeah.
But like, I think though, even that compared to a movie where you see more of the creatures or the ghosts or something like that, it's I don't know, it's obviously the suspense wasn't there for like scenes where it's like hide and seek with a ghost and like the dark, you don't have those like tense moments, but usually those follow up with a jump scare, and this, it's not really the case with the whole movie. It's more of just the dread of the whole situation. And how are they going to get this kid back? So it's I don't know. I felt that at least I'm like the basic plot of the kid missing, but then there's all this other stuff to attach to it. So I'm like I'm interested in the lore. So let's keep going. So I don't know. It didn't feel too much to me, but I I can understand where you're coming from, though. But no, I think it still holds up. At least for me, it holds up. But it's not as scary as it was back when I was younger. Obviously, it's more just a cool scenario, like horror scenario.
Right.
For family.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's I understand why it's so influential and why people love it, and it's certainly not a bad film. And like I said, to this day, it continues to influence film. So I have a lot of respect for it, for what they did and how much they reached, because they could have easily, especially in the early '80s when it was very much still like much more of a macho culture. They could have been like, oh come on, this is ghosts, and come on, this is goofy shit, like. So, but they were like, no, we're gonna go, and they showed the father being very concerned about his kids, and so instead of like making fun of his son for being scared, he lays there with them, and it's like, well, let's count out the thunder, so and so you see both parents really freaking out over the loss of their kids.
Yeah, I think the strength is definitely giving it that time to build those characters and build that family up.
Also, some of the more horror movies today, we get a little bit of the family, and I'm not attached to anyone.
Yeah, true.
Like I don't care. True. I'm like, okay, the kid's being haunted, but all right. Yeah. I barely met the kid, so it's like I'm glad I got time with this family for the 15 or 30
and you feel it, like you really feel for them as like they really are like as a unit. You see how, like you said, like how this is just affecting them to the bones, kind of thing. So yeah, really well done.
Absolutely. Poltergeist, 1982, great film. Should I talk about my first one?
Yeah.
All right, so my two films are Dog Soldiers and Dead Silence. I'll go over Dog Soldiers, which is again a film we've talked about a couple times here on the podcast. It's a 2002 British action horror film. It was released. It's released in the UK, but it takes place mostly in Scotland, in the Scottish Highlands. And it's about a not an army unit. It's a squad of British soldiers who are on a training mission, who are supposed to be. Their instructions are to be the opposition force to a group of special forces soldiers that are out in the Scottish Highlands. As it turns out, the British special forces that were out there have been targeted and picked off by a local group of werewolves. And they've been mostly wiped out except for one guy, their commander, Captain Richard Rodden, played by Liam Cunningham. Now this group of soldiers has to defend themselves. Their standard issue weapons they took out there, they only have blanks for them. So they have to they find the SF's units camp area, their bivouac site, their command, their CP area, and they take their weapons, so it's like mostly MP5s, and so now they have a little bit of ammo, and they eventually are attacked by these werewolves in the woods, and they run into a woman who takes them, Megan, who takes them back to a house where now they have to make their final stand in this isolated farmhouse in the Scottish Highlands against these werewolves who are slowly picking them off and trying to get into the house. Great film. It's Sean Pertwee is in it. Kevin McKidd is in it. Like I said, Liam Cunningham, Darren Morfitt. Really, before a lot of them really took off, Liam Cunningham eventually was in Game of Thrones. He's doing a lot more stuff.
He's the
now.
Onion Knight.
Yeah, exactly. Sean Pertwee's been in a bunch of stuff.
He was Alfred in Gotham.
Exactly. Yeah, he's been in a ton of things.
Yeah, fantastic actor.
Oh yeah, Kevin McKidd was in Rome.
Yep.
He's been in voiced a lot of Call of Duty stuff. He was in Percy Jackson, Olympians, tons of stuff. So this was all before
Grey's Anatomy for years. Too.
Grey's Anatomy, that's right. Yeah,
he was McDreamy or McSteamy. I don't know. One of them.
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think he was McDreamy.
No, McDreamy was guy. Kevin McDermott. I think wasn't it something like that?
The
McDermott, Dylan McDermott. Or Patrick
McDermott.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I know that because it's filmed at the place where I work at. The Sepulveda VA.
McCreamy, I don't know what.
Something like that. Yeah. Which, by the way, I've watched a couple episodes just out of curiosity, and the way they film everything is not how the clinic is set up. It's like, well, that's not anyway. But yeah, so this was a lot of I think Sean Pertwee was already fairly. He's the biggest name in this film at the time. Kevin McKidd, this was right before I think he did Rome.
This is right after Trainspotting.
Trainspotting, right, exactly. So it's a very small cast. The rest of the squad are smaller actors that they got from from England, and the entire film is just these. We don't see them too often. These werewolves trying to infiltrate this house, and the squad using ingenious ways to kind of fight them off. They use whatever they can, claw hammers. Some of the weapons they have. They throw boiling water at them. And there's a kitchen scene where one of the soldiers, who's like a badass, is throwing things at just throwing pots and pans at them, and using like cooking spray to spray in their eyes, and trying to stab them with kitchen knives. It's a great scene. Like the strength of the movie is obviously the squad itself, because they didn't have a ton of money. All the money for the special effects went into the werewolves, which is was so well done. But the rest of the film had to rely heavily on the squad itself and the actors. And like we were just talking about Poltergeist, caring about them, because as they're bumped off little by little, you really begin to feel it. Because it's like, oh man, I don't want Private So-and-so to die. I want him to survive.
It's funny. All three movies that we talked about could be all done as like stage plays. Like Poltergeist all set in the one house.
100%, yeah.
Same with Demon Knight, same with this. Like, it's all about the actors and their connection to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That really pays off, because you have to care. Yeah.
And Demon Knight is, every character in Demon Knight has their own personality. Yeah. Poltergeist, every character has a personality. Same thing with this. Every character, we have a tough guy. We got a guy who's kind of scared. We got the leader. We got the go-to guy. It's just it's the personalities. The strength of the movie is the personalities of the individual soldiers, and how they're trying to just survive the night, because they know as they survive the night, the werewolves are supposed to go back to human form. And as we find out, it's a family of werewolves, and they just happen to be in their home. And Megan, who led them there because she wants them to be on one area, and she's also become a werewolf herself, so that they can be finished off, so it can become dinner, basically. Yeah. As it turns out, little by little, the British population has been kind of infiltrating, going back to urbanization, going back to intruding in areas they're not supposed to, that are kind of wild at one point. Little by little, because in the beginning of the film, we see a group of campers that are wiped out by the werewolves. It's their property. It's their territory. It's probably been so for many years, because they also find an ancient, like, Scottish Highlander sword in there. So the family goes back generations in this area. And as we were watching here, our friend Dan made a point. He was like, "Well, they're in their house, so what do you expect? Like, they're in their territory." Yeah. So there is that argument to be made. That's like, well, people are intruding into this previously kind of isolated area where no one has gone before. And it is their territory. It is their home. Yeah. So they, in a way, colonization of British Empire.
I'm looking at me and pointing fingers.
So yeah, it's a great film. We've talked about the werewolves before. When they are revealed, it's so fucking cool. Like, you see glimpses of them in the woods as the soldiers are firing them, as they're trying to break in their home. But eventually, when Megan, as it turns out, she's a werewolf herself, she lets the rest of the family in, and they come in, and it's just a great shot, man. It's like this great shot. They're like backlit, and as they come in, they're walking on 2 feet, and then you've got these long, gangly arms, these long, gangly legs, and it's a human torso that's just kind of fur covered with a wolf's head, and
it's a great visual.
It's a great visual. It really is heavily inspired by the Howling films. I don't know if you ever remember. The Howling films are fucking awesome. Yeah. Like,
wolf design in that is great.
The wolf design is exactly what this is. It's a human hybrid wolf. Yeah. Eventually, the rest of the Howling movies got a little more crazy.
The third one, I think they're wombats or something.
Yeah, so they got a little crazier, and then they went back to wolves in the fourth or fifth one. But that the first 2 films, this is basically what they are. And I know that I think the director and the writer Neil Marshall did say that this was Howling was a huge influence on this film. We got a couple of werewolf films prior to this. Well, a lot of werewolf films prior to this, but
we shall count them all.
Yeah, and an American Werewolf in London. Again, that's more of a all fours werewolf that looks more like a wolf, like a larger wolf, than it does a human hybrid. Right. And I've always appreciated the human hybrids. Eventually, there was a film series called Ginger Snaps.
Yes, love Ginger Snaps.
Yeah, it's so good. The second one is actually, I think, the better one of them. And we've also talked about it on the podcast, but Ginger Snaps Back, Part 2. Ginger Snaps 2. Ginger Snaps Back, it's what it's called. They go back in time to the ancestors of the two sisters, and they're in like the 1700s in British Canada.
I think that's the third one.
Is it third? You're right. It is
the
the third
second one is about the sister.
Oh, you're right.
Trying to control her.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. So that's the third one. Ginger snaps back. I think that's the best one of them.
We're all fans of the Ginger Snap series.
Yeah, they're.
I haven't seen them.
Dude, if you're gonna watch just one of them, watch the third one.
They're the best Canadian werewolf movies out there.
So they're in
it's very specific.
Yeah, British Canadian fort in the 1700s.
Oh.
And these again human hybrid gangly werewolves are attacking the fort. And there's a lot more to it. It's actually a really creepy film too. Yeah. Because there's like this like weird like human hybrid wolf kid that's in there. It's so creepy.
It's so good.
It's so creepy. And so they have British flintlocks, muskets that they're trying to fight these things with. And there's a Native American character in there. Yeah. Who knows what they are?
Very much like Prey.
So good, dude. Yeah. And in the beginning of the film, they have like the wolf heads on spikes outside because the fort is under assault. So good, dude. So good. But anyhow,
back to Dog Soldier.
Back to Dog Soldiers.
The one thing I liked about Dog Soldier is it very, for me, it was very reminiscent of like the first Predator movie.
Yes.
And then even at the end, the second half is very much like Aliens.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like a nice melding of the two where the first half you don't see the threat in the woods really.
Right.
You see claws every now and then. You see maybe a
snout.
A snout. Yeah. But other than that, it's very much just like what is after us kind of thing. And then second act or the last half of the movie is when things really gets crazy.
Go ahead, Jake.
I was just gonna say I love because a lot of the time when werewolf transformations happen in some movies, they lose all cognitive ability. And they're beasts.
They're just an animal.
They're an animal. So I like that in this that they are intelligent. They're smart. They actually keep their memory from being a werewolf.
They can plan attacks.
Like cause some traps and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I just like. That's rarely seen, and I really like that. It was very creative.
And it's so creepy, man, because like the werewolves are like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
They're all practical effects. And going back to Demon Knight, going back to Poltergeist, a lot of it is practical effects.
Dudes in suits.
Dudes in suits.
Goes a long way.
It's so good. Oh, we forgot to mention the director Demon Knight talked about how his demon soldiers had like top knots and had piercings.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
And then he said that years later he saw Peter Jackson in The Hobbit do his orcs that way. He's like, maybe
looks familiar.
Yeah, looks a little familiar. Peter Jackson, maybe sold some money,
Yeah,
but he's talked with a British accent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Which
they know what menus.
How do you know menu? Yeah, how do you know what menus are? I love that argument. If you haven't seen Dog Soldiers, do yourself a favor, check it out. I don't know if there was any follows to it. I don't think there was. It's a one and done, which I love. Neil Marshall again put it together on his own. I think he raised the money for it. He got some money from I think the British Film Fund.
Yeah,
So
is it streaming anywhere now?
I think it's on Amazon Prime. I saw it last time. I have it on. I bought it on DVD. But that's how I just happened to be. In the PX on
I mean they could do a prequel since the sword that you mentioned, like they could go back and show like the Highlanders of Scotland fight off werewolves in the
that'd be sick.
But like
TM hold on to that goal, baby. Hold on to that goal.
Part of me or they could do jump into sci-fi future, like their house is still there but all the sci-fi housing is around them and it turns into an Up situation. What intrigued me was because, through pop culture and, just lore of werewolves, you get it's like, they get killed by Silver. Full moon is when they come out. So they kind of changed that with this movie.
A little bit.
Because like the whole time I'm wondering like how it works. But that was just me being too in my head.
It seemed like they could transform whenever there's a full moon, including during the day.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
So I was like, okay, and the introduction of that silver little
the letter opener.
I was like, there was no point to that because they were able to kill them without silver, in the movie.
Yeah, so, I think it's just they're more susceptible with silver.
I guess that makes. But like I was just because them blowing up the house and then like
chunks
the guns did actually do damage. So I'm just like that's why I was like, all right, let me throw out the lore out of the window here,
Yeah.
so I could just enjoy the story. Because sometimes when you bring that baggage into a movie, it's like, oh, they changed the lore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the explanation of because one of the soldiers does get bit and is transforming, and he talks about it like maybe it's like taking a shit, like you need to.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He's like, you don't know when you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
So I love that kind of like explanation of like, it's not like the moon pops up like boom, you're a wolf.
Yeah.
So that it explains a lot why the girl can kind of hold it at bay.
Yeah, exactly.
And keep human form a little longer.
And it wasn't a slow, like when they transform. It's like
quick.
boom.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah. And that was the one thing where like you can definitely tell budget was small on this, because it's like we do see one of the special forces guy transform, and is like he's very much like fake teeth in, like, and then he like pops under the table.
Those yellow contacts.
Yeah, and then he like pops up full form, and you're like, ah.
It had a budget of 2.3 million pounds, which is about nearly $3 million.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a small movie. I first saw it on DVD in the PX on the military base, and I was like, "What is this?" And read the back. Oh, cool! Checked it out, and I was like, "Whoa!" Same thing with that movie we were talking about with the World War I horror film.
Yeah, The Wire.
Yeah, The Wire, whatever. I saw that on DVD in the PX, and I was like, "Let me check this out." Holy shit! So I just got very lucky with just picking up random DVDs and watching them. So
do you think if they could talk in their werewolf form, that would taken away from the movie?
Definitely would have. It definitely would have. I think that would have been a little.
But
much.
like if just had a thick
what's all this
Scottish accent, just like, all right, we're going around the house. Come out of that house or I'll blow it down.
I'm Angus MacLeod. Death Watch is the name of that film.
Death Watch.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good.
Is that the original title? It doesn't.
That's the original title.
Huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, great film. Also, check that out if you have.
We've been here for millennia. We'll never leave our land. And then
one of them comes out with just like half painted his face.
Like he's wearing a kilt, like one of the werewolves is wearing a kilt. Don't you think?
Have his face painted blue.
Oh yeah. Holds the sword.
That would have been a little much.
I mean, if we saw a Braveheart werewolf movie,
that'd be interesting.
Maybe.
There you go.
His name is William Wallace.
William Wolf.
William Wolf. After that day, he turned into a werewolf, and we never saw him again.
That's kind of the story for Dracula Untold. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Oh my god! Yeah, you're right.
He's got to fight as the enemies.
But yes, that's my pick. I love that film. I watch it at least once a year.
No,
so good.
It was my first.
And again, man, this is like, I don't understand how we've ranted on this before, but I'm gonna do it again. I don't give a shit. How the fuck do these $200 million films, like, they're absolute soulless dog shit, and here's a film with $3 million that has to rely on good acting, good writing, and special effects that probably 80% of the budget went to for the special effect, and it's just so much better than what's a lot of shit that's being produced nowadays. I don't get it, man. That's my rant.
Some directors love having constraints like that,
because
if you look at the Coen Brothers movies. Not one, like, I don't think any of their movies cost more than $50 million.
Wow!
Because they want control.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Like, they know that if their budgets are bigger than that, the studios jump in on them.
Yeah.
But if like they consistently make movies like this, like Paul T. movies, right? Like that, they never gross more than 30-40 million.
Right.
Like this last one he just did with DiCaprio is like his biggest opener ever. But because he keeps everything so tight and small, it's like, they get to continue making these movies.
Right.
So, like, these 300, when a studio is putting up 200 million, 300 million, they want to be as involved as this, and then they note it to death. They'll go to put it to, they'll test screen it. They'll be like, well, this character's popping, this one isn't. We're going to make a plushie of this guy.
Yeah.
I think when you have a $3 million budget, your script is tight. Like every dollar is accounted for, right? So it's like you got to be like on the ball when you're filming.
Right. Yeah, they focus group it to shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they even talk about like the first Iron Man movie, they didn't even have a script.
Right.
It was supposed to be like Crimson Dynamo was going to be the bad guy, and then it all got scrapped and become Ironmonger. But it was like they had no fucking clue,
Did was Dog Soldiers initially a UK first movie and then it released to
US
after?
Did it get a theatrical release?
I don't think it did.
I think it was just a DVD.
I think
right?
it probably got a theatrical release in Britain, but
yeah,
I don't know if it did. I'm looking at the information right now. It got released in Brussels in the United Kingdom, so I don't think it had a. It probably it probably had a theatrical release over there, but I think here it was straight to DVD. So, yeah, but yeah, it's a great film. Check it out; it'll be worth your time. Watson, your second film
is the wonderful 1998 classic The Faculty.
Very much a classic, dude.
A classic that bombed terribly when it came out, but
yeah, man. I got the numbers right here. It was the box office 63 million, the budget was 15. Didn't bomb that badly.
I guess it's not that bad, but
but critics didn't like it.
No.
When was Scream? 95?
96.
96. Yeah. And this was 97?
98.
98. Okay.
Yeah. It started 98.
Yeah, because rewatching this movie, it just had that Scream vibe to me the whole time. I was
very much so.
And it's the same writer.
Very much.
Weirdly, they released this like Christmas time.
Really?
Yeah.
It was released December 25th. Yeah.
So it's like it's so weird to be like, oh, what's a Christmas feel movie? I don't know, Aliens.
You know, if anything, they should have released it November. Yeah. Because a lot of homecoming for football towns.
Yeah, there you go.
Are around then.
Yeah, it would have been good like homecoming.
Also seems like a summer release film.
Right.
Typically.
Yeah, it was just weirdly released.
Yeah, it's strange.
This is also it's speaking of Scream.
Yeah.
It was a direct. It came out right after Scream. It's the same writer. It's Kevin Williamson.
Mm-hmm. Directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. So you couldn't talk about two hotter careers. You're like right after Desperado, right after Scream, and then it's a Miramax movie. So we're gonna get into talking about Weinstein's a little bit. I hate doing it, but the one thing they were very good about was getting these creators that were at their peaks basically and like jam them together and be like, hey, why don't you work with this person, why don't you work with it?
And we were just talking about control. They would give them control.
Yeah, absolutely. They would fight for the artists. So originally Kevin Williamson was supposed to direct this and ended up not doing it, ended up directing was it Mrs. Tingle? What's that movie?
Oh, Teaching Mrs. Tingle?
Teaching Mrs. Tingle. Yeah, he directed that instead.
Yeah. I thought this was only learning today, really. I thought this was a Wes Craven movie.
Oh, it does seem very well.
It's got that vibe.
Yeah,
I was shocked too. Like this is the Robert Rodriguez follow up. It's a very kind of down the middle. Like you don't see a lot of his styling in this.
Not really, no.
It's like a really fun movie though. It's really well cast. I mean, whoever's the casting person on this, fucking kick ass.
Jordana Brewster, Clea Duvall, Josh Hartnett, Famke Jensen, BB Newirth, Usher, Elijah Wood, Jon Stewart, Robert Patrick. Jesus.
Yeah. I masturbated to at least half of that cast.
I mean, it's
you figure out which ones.
But Robert Patrick?
Let me tell you, he's looking as good as he ever in the beginning
Selma
of this
Hayek,
movie.
by the way.
Selma Hayek as well, as the nurse Parker.
I swore I was watching this movie. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Yeah.
And watching it, I was like, are we going to get a Terminator run from him? And we didn't, but it was kind of different than his T-1000 run.
Yeah, I think
it would be cool if he had done down the hallway.
Yeah.
I think he's I don't want to make that my signature.
Yeah, right. So that's fair.
But he's great in this film. I mean,
he does.
Okay, so we start off. It's a high school in the middle of Idaho, I believe. Ohio. Sorry. And we meet. Basically, we see. Robert Patrick is the coach of the football team right off the bat. He's a hothead. He's smashing things up. He's yelling at his team, we find out this is a football town.
Of course.
This is it's very Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. Good double feature to watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we're quickly introduced to our main cast as we kind of, it's not a wonder, but we traverse through the quad of the school and we see, Elijah Woods getting bullied and beaten up. He's the nerd, the typical nerd.
You get the text name pop up.
The name pop-ups, just to let you know, hey, who everyone is.
Yeah.
And it is very Breakfast Club. Everyone kind of has a very
click,
default thing.
Jordana Brewster's the head cheerleader, the quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Brewster's the head of the the news department.
She's newspaper, but she's also
a head cheerleader. Yeah.
Really?
She says that. Yeah,
she mentions like
there was no cheerleading throughout this movie.
No,
So I was like,
what?
That's true.
That's why that didn't ring to me.
Yeah,
when
she
you said
tells when her boyfriend wants to break up, he's like, I don't want to be on the football team anymore. She's like, head cheerleader dates the
top quarterback.
Top quarterback.
That just went over my head.
Yeah, she's like, that's the dynamic here,
right?
You know,
and so you see popular. Very quickly, you see Josh Hartnett pull up in an awesome muscle car, 70s muscle car. You find out he's the local drug dealer. He's a super senior. He's been there.
He's the guy that can get it all.
Yeah,
that was my first introduction to Hartnett. I'd never seen him before that.
Yeah, me too.
Man,
yeah.
This is a weird period of Hartnett time where he just has the worst haircuts in every movie.
So I heard something about that.
What's that?
So when I was watching, because I watched this film on YouTube, which is available on YouTube, so I got a reel because I watched that pop up on the Cube. Said one of those. Did you know?
Yeah.
That, so he actually was doing that on purpose. Because he wanted to look like a normal teenager, and the hair department was like, "What are you doing?" And he was cutting his own hair for the role.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell
because the guy's kind of like a stoner.
Yeah, he's supposed to be
like small time criminal. So he's like, "Fuck the system." So he's like cutting his own.
Okay,
so that's why Josh Hartnett was like,
"It's just
Josh Hartnett was like, my character would do this," and the hair department saw it and was like,
because he's got like almost like Wolverine type hair.
It's like a bull stock hair, which is like it's a cowlick, but it's also like missing chunks in certain areas. Because he cut it on his own.
Yeah.
And apparently he showed up to set like that, and the hair department was like, "What the hell did you?" He's like, "This is what my character would be."
Right.
And eventually it actually worked. Robert Rodriguez was like, "No, you're right. It would because your character would be that kind of guy. It's like I don't give a fuck what I look like, Because fuck the system. I'm cool. It's like
So we got to see, I mean, like Usher's in this movie as one of the football.
He's in there for a while, but for a minute he's not.
It's interesting. There's a lot of really great cameos.
Yeah,
I mean, like everyone's in there for. I mean, like you said, like Salma Hayek's in there for maybe 3 scenes.
Right. Jon Stewart is
Jon Stewart's in there.
He's in there for 5 minutes,
and he's kind. I mean, it seems like he's got a crush on Salma Hayek's character.
Very much so. Yeah.
At the faculty lounge.
Very much so. Yeah.
You know, you have the teacher that doesn't care anymore. He's drinking on the job.
Yeah.
You've got the the hypochondriac. You've got so everyone's. It's a very interesting grouping of these teachers. And
right. Again, everybody stands out with their own character.
Right.
Yeah. It's cool because with that first initial faculty meeting they have, you kind of get the visual of what they look like and their personality. Right. And then when they are eventually taken over, the switch. So like some don't look as attractive. They don't wear makeup. Yeah. And then they transfer.
Oh yeah. We should.
And they're very confident once they get there.
Yeah. So Robert Patrick seems to get gets invaded first. It looks like, and then there's a budget meeting. It seems with the principal Drake, I believe her name is, and like a few of the staff.
Yeah, BB Newworth. Yeah,
BB Newworth, who's fantastic by the way. Also on my list.
Oh, she's on Cheers.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. She was Giles.
Frasier's wife.
Yeah. So she's basically telling them that they can't. The budget's cut on everything except for football.
Yeah, of course.
Like
because it brings in the money.
Because they're like, we want to do a musical. And she's like, you can use the sets from last year, which was Our Town, which is a big. If you're into musical theater, it's a big joke because Our Town doesn't have a set. So
oh really?
There's no sets in Our Town.
Oh, that was the joke. Yeah, that's an inside joke.
So it's
inside theater joke. Oh,
it's a very
I didn't know that
inside baseball joke.
This is the first I've heard of that.
Yeah. Our Town generally is performed without set.
Oh.
So being like, you can use last year's set. There is no set. So.
Oh, that's it. I did not know that.
I know. The few theater nerds probably got that. And like, hilarious.
In the theater, one person laughed. Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, exactly. But it was funny because she says, we want to do Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
And then when you see the principal walking back to her room to find her keys, she's singing Guys and Dolls as she goes back. So she knows what the musical is, but clearly at this town, arts is not a thing.
She's a theater person herself. Which that's interesting.
Yeah. But so and then we see the coach coming in and being very aggressive, very kind of creepy aggressive, going like, I need a pencil, and it's very and she even says like it's borderline harassment what he's doing, and
she thinks he's drinking.
Yeah, and she's trying to like get him out. And he takes a pencil and drives it through her hand and says something like,
I've always
wanted to do that. And you're like, so at first you don't really know if this is just kind of like he's gone crazy. Like there's no real indication of what happened to him. And then, as she's trying to get out, you see the drama teacher there, who is like, she's like, let me out because all the doors are locked, and she's bleeding out of her hand.
Yeah.
And she finally gets out, and then the drama teacher takes some scissors and stabs her, and she goes like, I've always wanted to do that.
Now, like that throughout the whole movie though, like that was the only part that was a little confusing to me, because since they're not themselves, why would they say that line?
Right, yeah.
They certainly retain some memory from their former selves,
I guess that's true. But also, the stabbing, I was like, don't they want her alive? Like, that's...
Yeah, it seems like that was those two things were because they didn't like the principal. Yeah. It was the personalities of the hosts.
Right.
And then they just injected her with the
I mean, a good thing that it can heal the body or whatever. But it was just, I was just like,
it's a good MacGuffin for the rest of the movie. That the bodies can heal up.
Yeah. Well, that's because like until we saw her again, I thought her character was actually dead.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay,
because she's gone for a while.
Yeah,
right.
And I think it is a bit of a mislead to kind of make you think it's just like a bunch of crazies, like the faculty's gone nuts or something. So the reveal is, so then, we cut to Elijah Wood's character, who's Casey, is like kind of a Peter Parker-esque, like he's a photo nerd.
He's for the school paper, he's a photographer.
Yeah, photographer.
And
he's got
Jordana Brewster is the editor.
And he clearly has a crush on her. He's taking pictures of her.
It's Jordana Brewster.
I mean, yes.
By the way, Jordana Brewster looked like she aged 10 years from this film
to Fast
and the Furious. Which Fast and Furious was like what, 2000, 99?
Yeah, it was a couple of years.
It was definitely 2 years at least.
Yeah,
it's like look, she was like 10 years. So it's like she looks so different in Fast and Furious. Yeah.
Well, and there's something to be said about her look in this, which is very like kind of soft, easy makeup. Like she looks gorgeous. Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, so he finds a cephalopod creature in the
football field.
Football field, thank you. And decides to take it to the science teacher, which is played by Jon Stewart, with a weird, creepy goatee. Because it was the time of goatees, man. It was the late 90s.
Was this was prior to or during Daily Show? I want to say it was prior.
It was before.
This was before Daily Show. This was after he had his MTV show.
That's right.
And then and then Craig Kilborn was doing Daily Show.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot about
bringing it back,
show.
huh?
Yeah.
And then I think
goatees came back with Iron Man though.
That's true. The goatee will never die. But so he brings the cephalopod, which is like, it looks dead. It's like dried out, and brings it into the science class. Usher then spills some water on it, and that's when we see that Zeke, who's Josh Hartnett's character, is kind of smart. Like, he's got a brain on him.
Very much
like
so.
He is coming up with all this technically live in the water. Like he's like, you can see like
he's asking a lot of scientific based questions.
Well, also in the previous class with, is it Femke? What's her name?
Femke Jensen.
Oh, Femke Jensen. Yeah.
Where he's talking about I forget what story, not the Odyssey, but
it's
some Greek. I don't remember, but he was like, if you think about it this way, and she was like, kind of
like you can tell, like he's like a lovable loser, but he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's not like completely stoned out of his mind or anything like that. He's some reason
he doesn't get high on his own supply.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. He sells a very specific drug called scat.
Scat, that's
guaranteed to jack you up.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
Who filled ballpoint pens with stuff after that movie?
I thought it was brilliant, actually.
It is smart, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure like Pixie Sticks probably did.
Watching this now, I kind of drew the connection because I remember the pen part, but then in the beginning when Robert Patrick asked for a pencil, I was like, oh, the younger kids are like pens, and then the older people are like pencils.
Right?
That's probably it. I didn't even think about that. That's probably right. Yeah.
Also we meet at the beginning. I forgot to mention Mary Beth. The new student class. She's from Atlanta. She's trying to find a friend.
She's got the southern accent.
Yep.
Initially, I thought she was Gabrielle from Xena Warrior Princess when I was.
It does look like
when I first saw her back in the day.
Yeah.
She looks almost like her, pretty much.
It does look like her.
Yeah, and we find out that our quarterback guy, he doesn't want to be on the football team anymore. He wants to. he's kind of
Sean Hatosi.
Thank you, Sean Hatosi.
You know, and usually when I see that actor, he's playing a bully.
Yeah,
and he played like just a normal, kind of nice guy. So I was like, oh, that's good, cool.
And everybody underrates him. Because everybody thinks he's just dumb.
Yeah,
right.
So
because he's good at football, they kind of pass him on. There's a great line in there where he got a D in class, and they gave him an A, and he was disappointed because he's like, I worked really hard for that A, like what the for that D. Like, what the fuck, like
I want my D.
Yeah, I want my D. Like that was my D. He says, I love that.
Yeah, it's a great little bit of just a little added little texture to that character. Yeah,
and again, like we said, each one of these characters has their own personalities and they stand out, which is why you cheer for them.
And each one of them are kind of forced to be in this like, okay, you're the geek, you're the nerd, but each one of them want to break out. That's kind of what you said. Except Jordan
or Brewster's
character. Yeah, Brewster seems like she's her character, Delilah. She's comfortable where she's at.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
she's a queen bee.
Queen bee, exactly. Top of the pecking order. Yeah. So why wouldn't she?
Right.
But she doesn't want to mess things up too bad.
Yeah.
But she's also got a brain on her, and you see that like she wants to be like she's doing investigatory, reporting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like she doesn't want to show that off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's very calculating in her social life. Again, she's dating Stan because he's the head quarterback.
Yeah.
So we see numerous. He tries to kiss her at least twice. She's like, whoa! I've got my makeup on.
Right.
You're gonna smear it.
It's all.
It's all for show.
For show. Yeah. Exactly. So they take the alien to Jon Stewart's classroom. Some water lands on it and immediately starts reacting. It starts moving and growing.
Right.
He decides to put it into a tank, and then we start seeing that it multiplies in the tank. It replicates, but they're like, and then it's has these like weird little tentacles going out of it, and for some reason, Jon Stewart's like, I want to touch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel the outside of it.
The outside looked like it changed. Let me stick my hand in this tank.
Very bright.
Who else did something similar? Probably a scientist in Prometheus. And it looks like scientists do that often.
All the time.
Like,
all the time. Yeah. Oh, there's this obviously dangerous thing coming towards me. Let me take my helmet off and get close to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We see you, Ridley. We see where you got your ideas from.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets bit in the hand pretty bad there. And then we cut back to the faculty lounge, and we see Patrick's character is now collecting staff members. And
he's also chugging a lot of water.
Yeah, he's constantly drinking water, and you see that he's turning more members. And while he's doing that, Elijah Wood's character and Jordan Brewster's are sneaking into the faculty lounge to see if there's any kind of stories they can find there. They hear Robert Patrick coming in, and they get into a closet, and they see him and the art teacher or the drama teacher attack Selma Hayek's character, the nurse, who's sick as a dog apparently.
Yeah,
she was like, when we first see her, she's fighting a cold or something the whole time.
I thought that would play more like she wouldn't get infected because of that, but
she would. The thing wouldn't stay with her because her body's sick or something like that. But
we did see that happen with an older.
Yeah, the body wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, where it's very The Shining, where the quarterback's in the bathroom taking a shower, and this old lady kind of stumbles in, and her skin starts like
rotting
sloughing off. Yeah, it's really kind of messed up.
Yeah,
like that kid's gonna need therapy.
Yeah.
So they run out of the faculty lounge with faculty chasing after them. They immediately, he's like, she leaves him in the dust.
Yeah,
Elijah
Wood
he falls, and he's like, Delilah, wait.
She jams out.
She takes off. It's like, she's got her own priorities for sure. And then he calls the cops, going like, hey, there's a body in there. I saw them attack this lady. And of course, when he comes back, the body's gone. Yep. There's now a CPR dummy in there. And, the staff are all like, no, she was having an epileptic fit. And that's why what you saw was a little, And then the coach and Elijah Wood brings his parents.
Shooter McGavin.
With a creepy goatee as well.
Yeah.
And basically the coach is like, you had some moves out there running, we could use you on the football field. And you immediately see Shooter proud.
You hear that, son?
Yeah, you got some moves. You got some speed. And he's like, I just, I only do it when I get chased kind of thing. It's a great little bit of just parents always seem to side with the authority figures in these movies. Why would you believe your kid,
It's think about your kid coming up.
He says something like, "We're gonna go. You're gonna go get therapy now."
Yeah.
Running to your parents within. It kind of sounds outlandish. I found a dead body at school. It'd be hard to believe if.
And they're immediately, "Are you on drugs?"
Yeah. And I was just about to say, because that's every go-to parent, especially that I know I ran into it as a kid. I ran cross country and track, and I'll come home exhausted, especially at the end of the week. And 2 weekends in a row, 2 Fridays in a row, I just collapsed in my bed in my running clothes because I was just tired. Second week, and my mom comes and kicks the door in my room. Are you on drugs? Tell me right now. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
The tough love.
I'm exhausted, dude. What are you talking about? If you're on drugs, just tell me right now. Get the hell out of my house. I'm like, I'm not on drugs, dude. I'm running 50 miles a week.
So if you said yes, you still would have kicked you out?
She would have kicked me out. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So what, there's no incentive to say yes.
Exactly, yeah. It's just, come on. It's just the go-to, especially in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Parents thing. You're on drugs.
You're on drugs. Say no to drugs, Nancy Reagan and stuff is still going on.
So I got it. But yeah, when they're there, the cops, one of them is turned by the principal. We see BB Newworth come back. She's a principal now,
and she's like, she's back. Everything's okay.
Everything's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we discovered that these creatures. They talk about to Stokes, who's one of their Stokely's one of the characters who she's the science fiction nerd.
Clea Duvall, yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic in this. Very much doing the Ali Sheedy Breakfast Club look, the big black sweaters and everything.
Leave me alone, fuck everybody.
Right, and I thought that was interesting where they claim that she's a lesbian and she's like, no, I just say I am so that it won't bug me.
People leave me alone.
And it's very bizarre. Would you do that? Okay.
It's the 90s.
I know.
Yeah.
But so then we see them kind of discuss a plan of what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go back to the Jon Stewart's lab, and they see that the creatures are gone, and Jon Stewart walks in, and they're like, "Wait, where did the creatures go?" And he's like, "Oh, sent them to the university." And they don't believe him. He basically locks them in the room and starts grabbing them and using superhuman strength, throws them around.
Josh Hartnett's trying to fight him.
Yeah, and Josh Hartnett pulls the paper cutter off the desk in a heroic manner.
Well, that was an immediate escalation with the letter.
Right away.
He just grabbed Elijah. He didn't really do anything too threatening.
There was a couple times where I was like, "What if you guys were wrong?"
Yeah,
especially when they shoot the principal in the head. I was like,
"It's a good scene."
Yeah, because it just we know something's up with her, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's just and she's laying there bleeding out from her head after they shot her. I'm like, I remember the first time I saw this, and I was like, "What if you guys were wrong?
Right,
you just
exactly.
murdered your principal."
Yeah.
So they slice off his fingers, and each finger has little tentacles growing out of it, and kind of move by themselves.
Yeah.
And then
it's very The Thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is very influential in this.
And so out of pure reflex, because there's nothing else, Josh Hartnett takes one of his Bic pens filled with drugs and just stabs him right in the eye. And there's a reaction, a chemical reaction with the body.
Yeah.
Where suddenly it dries it out, and then Jon Stewart dies. Basically collapses and dies. And so they realize that what is his drug is just it's caffeine pills,
just ground up caffeine pills,
right?
And
diuretics, yeah. He has laxatives in his back of his car,
right?
So you're like, what does he have laxatives for? It's it's all part of his scat recipe,
And then scat, that's a name for something else,
So
that's why when hearing it throughout the movie, I was like,
yeah.
But then Famke Janssen's character, who is this kind of mild-mannered, meek woman at the beginning of the movie, when she gets turned, it's hypersexualized all of a sudden. She's looks like. And
well, she approaches Josh Hartnett in the parking lot. You can't be selling things here.
Oh, yeah,
and he's kind of like a dick to her. He's like, here, I got some condoms or cherry
Magnum size, baby.
Well, part of me was like, did they have like a previous relationship at some point?
She knows who he is for sure because she said if you just
they're definitely
yourself,
like but the reason why they say he's a super senior multiple times,
right?
Because they are gonna fuck.
Yeah, they also say in the beginning of the film that he repeated his senior year. Yeah, so he's technically 19 in this.
Yeah.
Because that was just like the one thing with the two of them. I was like, are they seeding that they had something in it, or
I don't think they had anything before, but there's certainly some type of attraction.
And you see it with all the teachers. As soon as they get infected, they become they get kind of hypersexualized in every version of them.
Yeah. But because like when she was turned and then she's like hitting on him,
right?
Like I was like, so was that there to begin with? She had a crush on him in
probably
class.
It takes whatever your base emotion is. And
we certainly see at the end of the film that he's still in high school and she's like into him, and you're like, oh, that's a little weird. He's 19.
She has one of the best lines. It's a very I was like, did Quentin write this line where she's like, I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your ass, you're gonna be sucking my toes for a week. I was like, that's a Quentin line if I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's 19, I guess, but he's still technically a student. So
but it's that every kid had a dream about the hot
and
teacher.
It's the 90s, so
it's so funny seeing her play that timid character. And I was only introduced to that actress through GoldenEye. Where she's Natalia.
Me too.
Yeah. And she's like over sexual.
I love it. Anytime you want to play like a Meek, it's just they put on glasses and put them in like ponytail.
Well, she's definitely wearing a floral pattern and a little pink sweater.
And then after that, it's just like red dresses.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But they kill Jon Stewart's
and then
character.
They find out that the scat is what did it. Mm-hmm. And so they come up with a test because you're starting to see the students are getting
student body slowly turning.
They're getting ear exams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're realizing this could be anybody because you see some of Josh Hartnett's customers, drug customers were like come up and like, hey, do you have any more of that stuff? Do you have any more? Like they want to take all of it away.
Right.
And they realize, like, oh no, like this has gone too far.
And everybody's walking around with massive bottles of water.
Everyone's just at the water fountain, just drinking like crazy.
They replace all the beverages in the cabinet with just bottles of water.
Yeah. Because the aliens constantly need water to survive. Yeah. Because it's hot. It's nearing summer, so.
Yeah. And so we have the scene where they go to Josh Hartnett's lab, his basement, and it becomes very much the thing of like the test of like who can we trust? Because each one of them, all these characters have gone through some kind of transformation within this first hour of the movie. Like you've got the jock who doesn't want to be a jock anymore, and you've got Jordana Brewster's character is back but she's wearing glasses and being
now wearing makeup.
Yeah, exactly. And like everyone well, you were a lesbian and now you're not, what's up with that? And so they all start questioning each other, going like, who can we trust? Mm-hmm. And so they realize that each of us we got to do a snort of scat. A scat snort. And it leads to a very almost like reefer madness scene when they're all like, because it's not, it's caffeine pills, it shouldn't make you go.
Well, I guess it gives you like a quick high up and down. Yeah. But the creepy laugh that Elijah Wood.
Wood, who you can tell has never done drugs at this point, probably. His life is just like.
Well, Stan points a gun at him. And he's like, what's wrong with him? He's like, he's tweaking.
He's tweaking, man. Let him tweak.
Let him fucking tweak. Yeah.
This is the movie where drugs are your savior.
Very much so.
It's very the no to drugs thing is not happening.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, especially the scene with I think I'm only referencing his character name from '70s Show, but Sam Hyde and his friend is like, "Hey, you got more of that scat?"
Yeah.
And then they unknowingly they just give themselves away. It's like, "You got any more?"
Yeah.
They just
we get it. You're infected. Yeah. So they all take a snort of it to prove that they're human. Jordana Brewster, obviously, turns out she's infected and destroys the lab, destroys his supply. So he's like, oh my God, like how, we trusted her, and like, what are we gonna do now? We're all out of our supply. Like he thinks he's got some back at the school.
Oh yeah.
So and it's the day of the big game. So they're like, look, they're gonna infect everyone at the game, and it's just gonna go from town to town to town.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they come up with the idea to kill the queen.
Oh,
they're
it's because Stokely.
Yeah.
She talks about. Because she's very into sci-fi.
Right,
and
right.
She was like, usually there's
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master, hive mind type of thing. And so they take a stab at who the queen would be.
Right.
So they theorize that if they kill the queen, they can return everybody back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they say, okay, let's go to where do we start? And let's go to the game because it's Friday night.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to be there. And as you see, the coach is with the entire team has now been infected. As when they tackle somebody, they put something in their ear.
Yeah.
Which is where the parasites go.
And they play really well. And they get a full fireworks show.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they do a down, it's all right.
Yeah, well, some of these, and that's probably all true from these Ohio,
these
Texas
towns,
towns. Yeah.
That's where all the budget went for the school.
Yeah. Yeah. They say it in the beginning. They'll get whatever they want.
That's true. But, and then they assume it's the principal. And they're like, most likely it's the principal.
Yep.
So we see them, and this is where the scene comes in. Where they take a volleyball net, they wrap her in the net in the gym, and they have a gun pointed at her, and they're like, "Just shoot her in the head."
She does a really good job. She's like, "Oh my god, what's going on? You guys are so
right,
much trouble."
Like, and they almost like are like, wow, we don't know for sure. Like and there's this great like paranoia of like who is infected, who isn't. I know most is kind of campy, and like you even like think that like Elijah Wood's parents are infected, but you're not sure. So it's a really great like paranoia movie, and then she does get shot in the head, but immediately gets back up and is like that bad 90s CGI of things moving under the skin,
the parasites,
and Mary Beth takes the last remaining supply of drugs and dumps it all over,
which is why
the principal.
I don't know why she completely dissolved like that, because she wasn't like a full body. She was still human, right?
No, she was infected.
She was infected.
Well, remember they stabbed her up and then they infected her afterward.
Well, no, I know that, but like Brewster, she snorted it, but she didn't die from.
Oh right, yeah.
So like,
no, she didn't snort it.
Yeah, that's why
she took it, but then pretended. Yeah,
that was Mary Beth.
No. You never actually see her. Mary Beth dumped it out.
Yeah,
we see eventually that she dumped it out, but Jordana Brewster pretended, and then she was like, because if she took it, it would have killed her.
But because like I thought her face was reacting to the.
No, I think she just revealed herself because she's like, I'm caught. There's nothing I can do. So yeah, but it doesn't seem we never see her actually snort it. She just kind of she reacts. She pretends like she's reacting to it.
I see.
And then that's when she's like, "Well, I'm caught."
But also like that's because like I don't know why their full body would dissolve. Wouldn't it just kill the small thing inside?
You'd think, I don't know.
That's what threw me off. I was like, why is her whole body?
They certainly didn't work out the entire lore for it, for sure.
I mean, like, because it would make sense if she was the queen. I was like, okay, her whole body would. Right. But
I mean, there was a lot of parasites in her.
No, and that's the thing. So I was like,
seems like
are there level of?
I guess
parasite? Like the teachers have a higher level of
probably
ones that can infect other people,
right? Because because later when we see. Someone else have like a couple of parasites in them.
Yeah, well, because like some teachers survive and come back to normal. So I'm like,
right?
Would she?
We don't see Jon Stewart come back.
No, because he got stabbed in the eye.
Yeah,
but like that's why I'm just curious. Like, could have the whole faculty like survived if they didn't like dump. I mean, like that's what kind of like threw me off. I'm like,
it's a little confusing for sure. Yeah, they didn't work out the lore entirely. It seems.
So they're like, okay, let's check. So our quarterback character decides to go out. Seth is the character.
Stan.
Sorry, should know that. Stan decides I'm going to go check out.
Stupid name.
Check the coach outside to see if we killed the queen.
And had a Venom moment looking up at the rain.
Because it's raining like crazy, and you just see them all with like these little tapeworms coming out of their faces, like nom 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 nom. enjoying the rain.
Loving the rain.
And then
Usher was doing "My Way, My Way."
I really wish Usher put out a song for this movie explaining the plot of the movie.
Oh yeah,
Was this,
that needed to happen.
that back. This was right before he blew up as a singer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, because when I remember specifically when they were promoting this movie in the trailer, they pushed Usher.
Oh, Usher's face is all over the poster.
Oh yeah, for sure. But he's not in it. He's not a huge character, which is weird.
No, he's
no.
2-3 scenes.
Because even then, like musicians weren't that big actors.
Right. That's true.
But so Stan runs out, and the rest of the kids are in the gym, going like, "What's happening?" He comes back, and they've got like 2
pens left,
and they're like, "Do a hit right now outside." He's like, "Oh, let me in," and he's like, "Where's your pen?" He's like, "I left it. I dropped it." So they give him the last one, or what they think it's the last one, right?
They shoot it under the door, like take it to prove you're not.
That's right. And he dumps it out, and tells the girl, just like,
Stokely,
Stokely, you could be
great.
beautiful.
There's no pain. There's no fear. Yeah.
Just join us.
It's better on this side.
Yeah, exactly. And you just see everyone like, oh man, and they're like, well, do we have any more? And he's like, I think I got some more. Zeke's character is like, I got some more in the car. So he runs out. He's like, all right,
Elijah Wood run out.
Yeah. He's like, one of us has to be a decoy.
Yeah.
And so he runs out to his car to grab some. And we get
Famke Jensen.
Thank you. My brain's not working. Famke Jensen there, and she's just like, I want something cherry to taste.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh.
He's like, I got something for you. Something sweet.
Yeah. Sweet boy. And they get in the most Robert Rodriguez car crash
Big
ever.
Time. Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, they're fighting in the car. He sees the drugs and he's like trying to grab at it. He throws on the seatbelt last minute. He runs it into a school bus.
Yeah.
Big explosion.
Oh, yeah. I was like, damn.
And she
just goes flying.
She goes flying. Like, it's a great dummy. It just goes flying out the front window and gets decapitated.
Yeah.
And the thing moment, I guess,
I was just thinking,
coming out of the car, and
very
you see
thin.
this decapitated head with these little squiddy legs.
Yeah.
That was probably, out of the whole movie, the worst CG part.
Yeah.
Very much so.
You could tell it was just superimposed on.
Yeah.
It looked very, Mars Attacks kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, very Robert Rodriguez moment.
Yeah.
That was all him. Like, let's do a head with tentacles.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then for some reason, so they're inside. So back in the gym, we see Mary Beth kind of going like,
with Stokely.
Yeah, she's like, I'm kind of done being human now.
And just punches Stokely out.
Punches her out and turns into the big slug creature.
Which, you know what, man? So the CGI is kind of wonky in some areas, but with the main creature, it looked really good. Still.
I was surprised how much that held up.
Yeah, a lot of that is practical too.
Yeah.
At the end, for sure, it's definitely practical.
Although, like, part of me was, what did she initially jump into that human body, or she just was able to form it?
It seems like she was able to form it.
Yeah, because
I was curious.
She goes back and forth, and I do like the effect of like when she's in the massive form and then reverts back to human, like the tentacles.
The shadow.
The shadow.
That was the best.
That shit was so good.
That
was so good.
And then it's weird because the last third of the movie, she's just like naked through the whole thing.
Well, there's a great shot when the creature jumps into the pool. And then you just see her. There's a shadow, long shadow, and then she just comes out of the pool.
And
that looks great.
Because part of me also, I was like, damn, that thing's fucking huge to form such a small body of a person. So I was like, I thought that was really cool how they did that.
She's kind of like Octopussy, so she can like squish and turn into whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, I know that, but it was just interesting how that worked and stuff.
And so Josh Hartnett like
the final battles in the locker
room.
Battle,
Oh, and you see Stokely end up in the pool, getting dragged. She gets like face planted, like almost knocks her teeth out. Like,
blood shoots
blood everywhere. She gets dragged into the pool. Elijah Wood's able to grab her and get her out, but she's infected at that point. He gets her into a cage with Josh Hartnett's character comes back in, and it's in the locker room setting. And you see lockers get torn and ripped and moved around. Yeah, it's really this cool effect.
Really cool effect. Yeah.
And then so Hartnett's able to get the last of the scat, and he gets thrown across the room. Elijah's able to grab the drugs and run under the bleachers. And I love this little using the bleachers.
Great idea.
Like as like almost like it's like the Terminator like press, you know. So the giant creature's chasing after Elijah.
I also like because she's new and who knows how long she's been human. She doesn't know that they fold back like that.
Exactly. You know? Like he hits a button and the whole thing starts retracting into
I will
wall.
say though, like there are no bleachers that close that
hard
fast. I'm like okay, but.
It's the 90s.
No, I know.
Safeties were...
It was fun for what it was.
And then, Elijah gets the hero line.
Yeah.
Which is not a great line.
Yeah, she so her final true form, which is this giant worm looking thing, which is a practical effect. Stuck in the beach. Awesome. It looks great.
Yeah.
And that's when he gets the final line with the scat pens.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
He sticks
her in the eye. Yeah.
Like she shoots out some
parasites. That's actually really good. Like, I was like, he gets
because they get stuck in his face.
And they're they're wiggling in his face. And he's just like, ah.
As she's dying.
Yeah. And then we cut to like a month later, and we see that, obviously like the Zeke character is now on the football team. Yep. Kind of flirting with the.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
there's still a little
because she's watching him from the bleacher and she waves him and he waves back at her and I was like,
they fucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. And Stokely's wearing like pink. She's wearing colors now because she's dating Stan. And Jordana Brewster and Elijah Wood's character are together.
And they're like famous for.
Yeah, so like she's like your fans are back.
He's on
the cover. Yeah, he's on Time magazine and stuff. For like this, because they're like, is it a hoax? We don't know, but
something happened at the school,
And then and it kind of fades out, and everyone's like, oh, it's kind of a happy ending. But it's funny when you watch that scene, like everyone in the background of that scene are like still doing the same thing they were doing at the beginning of the movie. So you're seeing two bullies. They're beating another. Kid
I saw that. Yeah.
So it's like all the characters that we know did shift their social where they are.
Yeah.
But nothing's really changed.
Of course,
exactly.
It's high school,
And like Jordana Brewster's still like, oh, I'm going to be with the most popular guy.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's now the guy who's on Time
magazine.
She's
the one that's like, oh, look at all these covers you're on.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like she's not into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she kisses him at least.
Well, yeah.
She didn't kiss Stan.
Robert Patrick's still a hard ass.
Still a hard ass. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it seems, and Josh Hartnett is he's now kind of compliant. He's conforming.
Exactly. The guy who is...
He's now conforming. Yeah, exactly. He was non-conformist, now he's...
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's kind of like they've all been kind of brainwashed. They're all kind of...
You're right. And Stokely who was like this goth kind of
right, now she's wearing pink
bright
sweaters.
Colors. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
There is conformity that's happening, even though it's not through the parasite.
Holy shit. That's a good...
It's a little bit of...
Good point. I never thought about that. Yeah.
Also, I want to say, there was like if Elijah Wood knew at the time when Mary Beth was in the pool trying to transform Stokely's character. All he had to do was grab a bucket of chlorine and dump it into that water because that would have fucked that alien.
How do we know that?
I mean,
alien.
Obviously, maybe you should take a side job at working at a pool. Throw a couple chlorine.
But there was already chlorine in the pool.
No, but like if you could change like when I worked at a pool. When we know that it was kind of like dirty or the pH was low or whatever, we'd throw more chlorine in it. And if there's too much, it could burn your skin and stuff like that.
But this in physiology, though.
Well,
maybe it made her stronger. She would have come out fucking...
Maybe all that scat is chlorine pills.
But it could dry her out, too. We don't know. I would have tried. I would be like, hey, where's the chlorine? I would have stopped him. Wait a minute.
I'm just thinking that, speaking of The Simpsons before, we were like that Simpsons episode where he gets a pool.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, it's all slimy. He's got to put chlorine in there. He puts too much, and it's like all the kids, like, burning and shit. Yeah. And then, like, their hair's white.
Exactly. Oh, my God. I forgot to mention when we were talking about Mary Beth transforming into the monster in the back, and she's completely nude. It reminded me of Species.
Yeah, well, yeah, very much came out around the same time.
Yeah, it was like 94, 95.
They mentioned Men in Black like 4 times in the course of this movie.
They did?
Yeah, there was the Men in Black Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Body Snatchers. Sure,
I didn't know that was from Puppet Master. I didn't know that was a thing before, and I was like, oh, that's
from the book. Yeah,
from the book. Yeah. Oh. Not the film series.
No, not the films. There is a movie.
There is a Puppet Master movie. Where kind of like manta ray looking creatures.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So I didn't know that was a thing before Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
I thought it was just that.
But yeah, the Faculty, it's such a time capsule. And we didn't even talk about the radical soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
You start the movie with The Offspring. You're just like, oh, we're in for the 90s, baby. And just, ends with like a Creed song. It's insane. Man. But it's a great soundtrack. Robert Rodriguez, again, knows how to pick a good soundtrack.
Knows how to pick a good cast,
Yeah, insane.
I felt so bad for Elijah Wood's character. He's in the bathroom after he gets beat up in the beginning of the film. He's got stuck in the tissue up his nose.
Yeah.
He's
got elbowed in the face.
Yeah, man. I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And they drive him into the pole, crushing his nuts.
Yeah, man.
Like, you were on the other side of that, crushing kids' nuts. We get it.
I mean, I gotta say, I've never seen that at a school. No one was that mean.
Yeah.
Just like...
I saw kids get elbowed in the face, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not the crush, not crush anything. That would have put somebody in the hospital, yeah. Jesus. But
Jack you up.
Such a great film. I watch at least once a year as well.
It's so good, and it's so funny with Hartnett. I didn't realize he was cutting his own hair that way. I was like, that is a terrible look.
I will say, before that movie, I haven't seen Elijah Wood in many films other than The Good Son. So just seeing him as a little kid and then slightly older here, and then after that in Sin City, I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Saw him in North. Remember that? Yeah. He was in Radio Flyer, I think.
Yeah, I never. Oh wait, is Radio Flyer one with Mel Gibson?
I don't think so. No. No,
I
don't think Mel Gibson's in that.
No, that's Payback. No,
no, I might be thinking of Man Without a Face.
Yeah.
Because there's also one where like the two kids are they want to be pilots, or they have a plane in the back, a fake plane in the barn.
Yeah, that's Radio Flyer.
Oh, okay.
Is that Mel Gibson? I don't remember.
No, I forget who their dad is. Who plays their dad? I thought it was Mel Gibson.
It might be Mel Gibson. Yeah,
but yeah. So,
but he was in that. I think. Shit. Now I'm like questioning myself if he was in that. I'm pretty. Yeah, he was. He was.
Oh, he was. Okay, yeah. That's why I was like,
yeah.
Am I mixing up with Man Without a Face? Even though he is in both.
Oh, John Hurd is in that as well. That might be what I'm thinking. Yeah, Adam Baldwin. Yeah. But yeah, I'd seen him in a couple things before that. So, and I remember North, which is not a great film, but he was in that. I saw that before that. So, yeah, I definitely was up on my Elijah Wood filmography.
Right.
And then apparently, I saw that right as this film was going on. I think it was Robert Rodriguez heard that Michael Jackson was making a film adaptation of Lord of the Rings, and he encouraged Elijah Wood to apply, to audition
this
for it.
This would have been right before that.
And
I think you said Michael Jackson. Instead of Peter Jackson. You said Michael Jackson.
I said Michael Jackson?
Yeah, you said Michael
God.
I want to play Gandalf.
Oh, man, we're going to have the orcs running around talking about Man Flash. Oh.
From Moonwalker to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Jamal.
Peter Jackson was doing a film adaptation of Lord of the Rings, and he was encouraged to audition for it.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't know anything of the books, he read it and then sent in he auditioned for it. Yeah. And he didn't think he was going to get it because Peter Jackson was hiring nothing but British film actors and Australians. So, but yeah, he got it.
It's one where he famously dressed up and walked around Griffith Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that altogether he only had maybe like 4 American actors,
something like that. Yeah,
because
him, Liv Tyler, Sam,
Sean Astin,
yeah.
and then Vigo. And Vigo, what was
Vigo's? Isn't he Dutch or something like that?
Vigo,
I thought he was.
Vigo Mortensen. I think he's American.
Yeah, I thought he was. You're right. Yeah, he's American.
He's a Carpathian.
Mr. Right. Anderson, is he?
No, he's British.
Australian.
Australian.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
You know, I never see him enough in a.
He doesn't really do a lot of Aussie roles. But
so it's
Priscilla in the Desert was what he was kind of famous in.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to know for
Hugo Weaving
since the American actors had to put on like almost English accents. Mm-hmm. Were people in England kind of like, ooh, they didn't sound...
No, I don't. I think because it's fantasy, it's not like they're doing like we're from Belfast.
Yeah, Manchester.
Yeah.
It's okay, Sam. You know, just I don't know.
I think you do just a weird, ethereal accent.
Oh, okay. I was curious about that because I was like, I know Sean Astin's doing like, oh, he's doing a bit of a
He's doing a bit of a I think that's also
Irish
because
or Scottish.
Yeah, because you've got Perry and Mary and Perry are very Irish and so they're doing very like that kind of. I think they're trying to keep that. Yeah. All the Shire people are very much like Welsh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Baggins, Shire. Faculty, check it out.
Yes, that's on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Check out Michael Jackson's Lord of the Rings. I can't wait for the posters.
Oh, they're all doing the orcs are doing the Thriller march at Helm's Deep.
You shall not pass.
Fly, you fools. Let the deep fake start happening now.
Oh my god, yeah. Do Sora app with Mike Jackson.
Oh god. And Chad, you want to do your second one?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Fallen.
This is great.
So I at the time seeing this movie, like I was a fan of a lot of Denzel's like action stuff, which wasn't too much at that time.
Virtuosity.
There was Virtuosity.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of Virtuosity, and
who is it?
And Ricochet,
and,
like just these weird movies that would pop up for him, and like he doesn't really do like a supernatural stuff too often, other than
too much,
Mainly, this was his only supernatural one, I believe.
Yeah,
and
no, I was thinking Devil in a Blue Dress, but that's
not that's a film noir.
Well, there is the sci-fi. He does sci-fi here and there, but this one was more supernatural.
Yeah,
and fantasy.
And Macbeth.
Well, yeah, I guess
kind of,
sort of.
Yeah,
but just
he does a lot of grounded stuff.
Yeah. And this fairly grounded, regardless of the main thing here. And so watching it for the first time, like I've obviously this is my umpteenth time seeing it, and I have the DVD. But like seeing it for the first time back then, it was shocking to see that it would take the supernatural turn like right in the beginning. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah,
and then
they don't really hide.
No, because it starts out with Denzel's character Hobbs. He's a lead detective on this serial killer case, and they've caught him, and he's played by Elias Koteas. Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles.
God bless Elias.
I love, like, you get the sense of the character or the evil in him through Elias. Like, I kind of wonder if the other actors that had to copy him.
So I read something about this. Yeah, the director. So they filmed that section first with Elias.
Yeah,
and the director was so thrilled with what he brought to the character because his movements. Yeah, it was very like a face-off moment with how they had Nick Cage go first. And everyone else was like, oh shit. Well, it was the same with this. Like Elias came in, did his deal, and the director saw the dailies, was so thrilled with it. He sent the dailies to every one of the actors who was portraying cool. After being like, this is the energy you have to bring.
Wow.
And a lot of them were like, fuck. Like,
well, I mean, if anything, I would say John Goodman did it the most.
Yeah.
When we get to him. But pretty much it's
Gandolfini does it.
Gandolfini. Even some of the
awesome cast.
Even some of the extras who play the transfer, they did a great job with it. But like in the beginning, we see Elias Koteas headed to the gas chamber to be executed, and he's just dancing along, singing Rolling Stones like "Time is on my side," and you know he says it's being filmed as well.
There's a documentary being made.
Documentary, and he says a few words in another language where we don't know the context of it yet, which is later to be revealed as Aramaic, and so he says something weird, and Denzel just puts it off like, oh, that's whatever. He's
trying to shake Denzel's
He's trying
hand.
to, he grabs his hand, and Denzel's just doing it just to say goodbye in a sense of like, I'm done with you, you know.
And he's like,
and so
Elias is like, you're still a good man.
Yeah. And like just hinting at what's to come next, and as far as as far as the movie is, you don't know it's supernatural yet, and then once they start gassing him and he's singing, you know, the Rolling Stones, and then he dies, and then all of a sudden it switches to POV, and it's a spirit leaving his body,
it's more
and
like Piss OV because the weird color.
I guess
it's like a yellow tint on it.
Yeah,
it's kind of jaded as well.
I thought I remember it being more red, but yeah, it's more yellow, kind of sepia tint. And so it's floating, just traveling, and then hits another person's head or body or whatever like that, and it kind of you don't see any more of it. And then you see Hobbs, which is Denzel's character, is his partner is played by John Goodman, and like their chief is Donald Sutherland. And
man.
In the like stellar cast, and like James Gandolfini.
Yeah, that one scene you're seeing like some of the like heavy hitting actors of our generation.
Exactly. Like a few years before Sopranos happened, is James Gandolfini, and like
before Sopranos,
they're all like detectives in this one homicide department
in Philadelphia.
Yes, sorry. So as time is going on, we see the spirit of Elias Cortez, which is revealed. I'm just gonna say it now, so it saves me time of describing. Azazel.
Yeah.
And we see Azazel.
I like you say that like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Azazel."
Of course.
Wow, shit. Yeah. Oh, shit.
Azazel's used so much,
bro.
So he's in this other person's body, and he's committing these killings that are similar to Elias Cortez. So John Goodman and Denzel think it's a copycat killer.
Yeah, someone who was working with him, or
who knew how it was specific, because they didn't, because there's specific details they kept out, I believe, to make sure it's no one really knew how like the actual drug he would use in his victims.
Was the breakfast cereal thing with that too? With the original murders, or that was just
no? I think that was a new thing, but like. You knew that his character had bad teeth, so he ate you because they found like some of his like something in the cereal. I forget, like some teeth falling out or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And so they're curious about the copycat going on, and I forget where you see him kind of like also following Denzel around, but.
Right,
he's not able to
shots.
POV
on the
shots.
street and stuff like that.
Yeah, he possesses a cat at one point. He's like across the window from him. Yeah.
And so, as the killing, as these new killings keep happening, it kind of leads to a roundabout because he kills the person he was killing. I don't know if I worded that well enough, but like the person they find dead was the person who committed the initial copycat murder.
Right. Yeah.
And so they're like, "What's happening here?" And I forget. Is there a?
So the spirit is leaving the body, possessing someone new, and that someone new is killing the previous host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I forget where it leads to next. That he starts going on a trail to figure out.
So he gives Hobbs a riddle.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's
it.
Hey,
what's the space between lions and Saskatchewan? I forgot.
Oh yeah, it leads to he notices these names on a board,
like commemorative plaque
of officers who passed, and he notices a name missing, and it's the riddle that Elias Cortez gave him. And
James Gandolfini recognizes the name.
Yes,
on the plaque.
Yeah.
He's like, well, that's an old cop who used to be around here. Mm-hmm. It's an old plaque. It's from the 1930s.
They took it down.
Yeah, they took it down. It's like in the store. It's in the basement or something.
Yeah, in the basement.
And so then he finds out it's a cop that used to work in the precinct who committed suicide. But
60s.
Before he did, he was accused of a bunch of different murders.
Yeah.
And he was going to be arrested very soon for these crimes.
Yeah.
Because they thought he was a crooked cop, a dirty cop.
Yeah. And he goes and he finds the daughter of that officer who committed suicide and starts asking her questions. And you see that she's kind of afraid when she brings that up, and he's like,
she's like, just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone. Don't. And
she's a theology major.
Yeah. And he won't, and he keeps pushing, and then she kind of tells him what's happening, but he doesn't believe it at first. And then when he goes back to the office, you see in the office James Gandolfini's whistling.
Yeah.
Time is on my side, and he's like, "What did you say?" And he says, "What? What are you talking about?" And like. You see Azazel jumping from different body to body.
I love that bit where it's like every time a hand touched a hand, like it's like you.
And he's continuing the song, and he's like realizing what's happening, and he starts chasing him as he transfers person to person outside onto the street, and then you see it just every person that walks by is like hinting at him, smiling at him, and I think one guy even goes like, "Beware my power,"
right?
And then he like disappears.
Just fucking with him.
Just fucking with him. Yeah. And as he goes on, he keeps trying to fuck with him, and he like, Denzel has a mentally challenged brother, which is the saddest part of the movie.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, and we get this before, right after the serial killer is executed, we see that his family life. He has a mentally disabled brother who, and I thought the younger kid was his son.
No, yeah,
Denzel's son, but it's his
brother
Art's son. So it's how that happened, you know. It
happens.
Yeah, but they bring it up because it's really sad in the beginning because he tells Denzel, "Hey man, I love you and thanks for letting us stay here." And you know, I know the mother of his son ran off.
Yeah.
And I know it's bad. It's always hard for you because your wife ran off, and you know, so it's just like these two brothers just kind of trying to live life together, and it seems they have a very happy life.
Yeah,
you know,
and the son seems to be more like wants to hang out with Denzel more than his own father.
Sees him as more of his father figure.
Yeah, and like there's also kind of he respects Denzel more than his own dad.
Yeah,
which is also heartbreaking too because it's and like you see Denzel's brother trying to reach out to his son, but like they're just not.
They're like playing basketball. And he's like, he's a spaz. Like, I don't want to play.
Because Denzel tells his brother, "Why don't you come in the game?"
Yeah,
and his son's like, "No, Uncle, you know, like I don't, Uncle John." It's like, Uncle John, I don't want him to play. He's not good. And he's like, "Hey, don't ever disrespect your father." You know? So it's like, it's sad, and you could tell like Art is just trying to just do good by his son and just trying to do good by his brother. It's
doing the best he can with what he's got.
Yeah, and. Like throughout the movie, you kind of see those interactions and like how connected he is with his brother, and like that's what hurts the most when as the investigation's going on, he walks in on his brother, and he's like turned over on his side, and he tries to wake him up, and he sees that he's dead, and he's
been injected.
He's been injected with the chemical that Elias or Azazel uses to kill his victims.
So Azazel warned him, like, I'm just going to keep messing with you. I'm going to mess with your family. Because I can't get to you.
I can't, Like,
so because we skipped the part. So he talks to Mary Beth, who was the daughter of the cop, and she says, she tells what he is. Yeah. It's a fallen angel who possessed people. And she says, he did something to my father. And I think there's people who've been put on earth by God to stop him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, am I one of them? She's like, I don't know. But then she did say, did he touch you? He says, yeah, but he wasn't able to possess him. Yeah. So there's something about John that stops him from being possessed just by touch. Yeah. So
and like she kind of says that he's got to corrupt you in a way so he can possess you finally.
Right.
And like, but she also mentions that he's strongest when he leaves a body initially for like a breath.
Yeah, he can be outside of a body for a breath.
Yeah. And so after he finds his brother, he tries to look for his son, and because he chases him out onto the playground because he's possessed the kid, his son, and
his kid, his friend.
Yes, his friend. And then he transfers to his friend outside, and I forget what he says to him initially, but he runs off and he starts chasing the kid, and then he jumps into
he says he's like, can you leave my family? And he says, why? You're coming after me.
Yeah, that's what he's like. Yeah, because also Mary Beth mentioned that once you let them know that they exist, then they will not leave you alone.
Right.
So after that, he's chasing the kid, and he transfers to this teacher getting out of a random teacher getting out of a car, and the teacher has like a handgun in there and pulls it out to point it at Denzel, and Denzel fires and kills him, and there's witnesses around, and the gun can't be found, and they think he just shot him in cold blood.
It's another like heartbreaking scene because Denzel just sits on the curb just staring at the body for a long time because he knows he killed an innocent man, but he didn't know he had
the gun was full of blanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, also didn't they couldn't find the gun, so I thought he possessed another person.
Well, there was witnesses that saw him shooting, though.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Azazel then possesses the girl who goes on camera going, no, the cop was shooting first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he wouldn't stop shooting.
Yeah. And then we see her walk by him, and she's possessed, and then she smiles at him, and so he sees like that. I'm in trouble here. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
When little by little, his lieutenant Donald Sutherland is like, "Where were you the night of so and so?" And like he begins that he's beginning to suspect him, and Denzel Washington knows like, "Oh shit, this is happening again. What happened to Mary Beth's father is happening to me. I'm slowly being pinned for all these crimes."
And he's also wondering, like, why did he go out to the cabin? There's got to be a reason.
Right.
So he goes out to the cabin.
Yeah, and he figures out like what that guy's plan was.
Right.
And so he tries to initiate it on his own. So he leaves his brother's son with Mary Beth and is like, take care of him.
Because now the cops are looking for him.
Yeah. And he's on the run. And so he kind of he retreats to the cabin, and he I think he calls his partner and he tells him where he's at. And so he's got a plan of like a poisoned cigarette.
Yeah, he bought a pack of smokes, which at the beginning of the movie they established he quit smoking.
He quit smoking.
He's not, he's not on the take, and he quit smoking.
Yeah, he's a clean, sober.
Yeah, because James Gandolfini in the beginning asked, you don't drink it, you don't take any cream? At first I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like in his coffee? Like what? Yeah. And it's bribes.
Yeah.
Eventually I was like, oh, they're talking about bribes.
I don't mind you taking bribes.
Yeah.
And then the Donald Sutherland shows up out of the blue, and so we think he's possessed Donald Sutherland. And they're having an argument. It's like, and Donald Sutherland's like trying to help. Actually, he's not. He doesn't think he's like evil.
It's a great like double blind situation where it's like you hire an actor like Donald Sutherland because he plays sinister so well.
Yeah.
And then we see John Goodman, his partner, show up,
who plays the best friend in every movie.
Exactly.
And did you see Denzel Washington's face when he saw John Goodman? He's like, "Oh no, oh shit!" He's like heartbroken, like "Fuck, man."
One of these guys,
like and he cares about both of them.
Yeah. And so John Goodman shoots Donald Sutherland in the head.
Turns out,
and there's like, "Hey, it's with your gun, Hobbs." Yeah. And John Goodman, he's really playing into it now, just like fully. And he starts singing Rolling Stones, and he's like, "It's time, Hob. It's gonna happen." And
so good.
And then Denzel kind of just takes to heart, like, "Well, this is how it's got to be." Mm-hmm. So he they have a shootout, and John Goodman gets hit, so he's slowly dying. And then Hobbs,
Goodman was going to shoot himself in the head, so that he could possess Hobbs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Denzel like jumps on the gun and he gets gut shot.
Oh, sorry.
And he's like, why didn't you let me just shoot him in the head?
Yeah.
And then Hobbs breaks out the cigarette and starts smoking, and John Goodman just like looks at him confused, like, "You don't smoke."
Yeah.
And then as he I forget if he tells him right before he jumps into his body to.
He does. He's like, "Yeah, I need you to die slowly. That's why I didn't let you shoot yourself in the head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I gotta let this poison work its way in my system."
Yeah,
and like Azazel at that point knows like he's screwed. Like he's only got one body to jump into.
Yeah, it's about to die,
and it's about to die too.
And he's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
no one
that
for
was
miles.
the whole point of coming to the cabin is
there's no one for miles around
for him to jump into.
Yeah,
and. So once he possesses Denzel, you see him start scrambling, trying to find the keys to the car so he could get out of there. But he quickly succumbs to it and dies. And then you see his POV leave his body and start zooming around. Mm-hmm. And then we think he's beaten, but then you see a cat just come out. And I forgot to mention in the beginning, we hear the voiceover or narration of Denzel's character.
Yeah,
which was weird to me because I was like, here's the time I almost died.
Right. Yeah. Well, as I was watching it, I was like, why is there a narration?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. Well, it's because it was very much... The beginning of the film was very much like neo-noir, like cop noir.
Yeah, it's...
so I was like, okay, they're probably doing it because it's like that 30s kind of like... Yeah. Hey, this is my story. That kind of thing. Yeah. And then we figure out why... There's a narration. It's actually...
Azazel.
Yeah.
He was the
narrator. Did you get the twist, though, or no?
Oh, yeah.
And like... So and it's like, oh, you thought I forget
the cop almost got me.
You thought I lost here. It's like I said, this is the story of how I almost died.
Yeah, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah. So like I really like that misdirection of we thought it was Denzel's story, but it was actually Zazel's.
Then
Symphony of the Devil comes on.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and
good.
like, I was like, I would have loved a sequel because she said there was more than one, of these fallen angels that mess with society. So I was like, you could have done someone else's story too, or a different type of angel that did a different type of thing. So I just really love how it started out so grounded and then immediately just went in opposite direction.
Yeah.
And then you see a character like this who would have thought this actually exists, and he had to jump into this world and then deal with it the best way he could, and he loses in the end still, and so it's just like, man, what if the sequel had the son try to work with Mary Beth to take it down or something like that?
Yeah, you totally could do that.
But yeah, I mean, so it's just like I really dug it. It's not totally it's scary. It's not like a real terrifying supernatural movie, but it's a
good thriller. Yeah,
it's a thriller, but it's also like it is terrifying at the moment. Like this thing could be anybody. Right, it could be someone I love.
Take over you.
Yeah, and it could eventually, or it won't stop, and it'll keep torturing you to the end of time. Till you die.
Yeah, and I love that. It really is just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
like has no
goal. There's no goal.
There's no need.
I'm just gonna murder people because why not?
It latched on to Hobbs because they started investigating him, and he's thousands of years old.
Yeah,
so he's like, fuck it. It's something to do.
Yeah,
that's his own motivation. I had something to do.
And
it's terrifying.
Also, like if you were just a normal person, not investigating him, and then you accidentally get involved in this demon's life,
right?
Then you're
across his path,
in his view,
right,
so it's
right.
That's even more scary. Like it could be, it didn't even have to be a cop, So it's just like, wow, I mean, it's very. Oh yeah, and like there was little tidbits of the lore of before he was in Elias Koteas' body, because there were inklings
of speaking Dutch and speaking different languages.
So I was just like, that's really cool. Like there's so many ways that it could have went, but we could have had a happy ending, but also it would have still been a sad ending because Denzel still dies.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man,
Yeah, man, this
almost got me.
And then he's rough, man. Everybody dies. Jesus.
And the reputation, his son has to live with his dad being tarnished. Like he can't clear his dad.
Right. Yeah. Just like Mary Beth had to do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man. So, and sometimes in movies where it's a terrible ending, I'm like, man, I feel I didn't feel that was right for this movie, but this one it worked because it was just like this omnipotent being is just like, you can't really beat it unless you're like unless you were like in the middle of the ocean. Unless it could jump into fish. I don't know.
Could jump into cats, so why not?
I mean, who knows?
Just
we didn't see it. Her name was Greta, not Mary Beth. Whoops. And Beth Daviditz. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like an Azazel shark.
Yeah, there you go. See,
that's just like he was Jaws the whole time.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, like I just think it's an overslept movie or underslept. Is that the term? Underslept? Am I making that
Underlooked?
Up? Underlooked, I guess.
Yeah. It's because Denzel did do it felt like 4 or 5 of these detective movies all kind of
that is very
like a period of just and they're all good. I mean, Ricochet is really great.
Yeah.
I love Deja Vu. I thought that was a great sci-fi weird detective movie.
Yeah.
I think that was Tony Scott as well. They directed that, but so he just kind of a bunch of these all kind of in a row.
Yeah.
In between Malcolm X and the Hurricane and
true.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's he's had an interesting career. I think he looks maybe the best ever in this film. He looks amazing. He's dripping in silk and brown. It's just chocolate suits.
I looked up. He was 44 in this.
Well, ripped.
Yeah.
He's ripped.
Yeah.
He might be at his peak in this film.
Yeah, it's
this is right. Before Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if his character survived, he moved over to Los Angeles and lost all his faith in humanity and changed his name to Alonzo.
Oh man.
Yeah, this movie is rough, man. I had forgotten that art was even in it.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again, and I was like, what? I don't remember this character for some reason. Because last time I saw him was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, no, dude.
Because he's just like, he's just there.
He's just there.
And he's like the most innocent character.
The scary part is where, like, you know, the kid was like, oh, someone was like tickling on my chest. And you see that he marked them.
Yeah.
And that's when he goes check his brother, and his brother's dead.
That whole scene is just, oh my God, it's heartbreaking.
Was it the son that ended up stabbing?
That's what there was an open window. Somebody broke in. Yeah, so it could have been that girl, because when he jumps out of his house with his nephew,
she's watching.
That girl was watching, so it could have been her.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, oh God.
It's rough.
Yeah, and then everybody dies, like, you know, his partner dies, his lieutenant dies, he dies. I'm like, Jesus
also,
Christ,
like,
dude.
Greta's even living in fear even more. She doesn't know.
She know who's there's a part where he goes after her. You know?
Because he saw her talking. That was scary.
Because she's running for the cab, and he's touching, like, it's like a wall,
trying to get
closer and closer. That's like really tense.
Yeah.
And like I've never, after that movie, I've never seen a creature or enemy that's that powerful in a sense that can just move on. Like, I've seen it, obviously, things that could transform into people, you know, and stuff like it, but it's not as quick to just be like, oh, I could be there in an instant, you know. So it's just like, wow, something. I'm surprised no one has like elaborated on that character or that kind of iteration of an angel after that, or at least I've never seen anything regarding that after.
There was a film, I can't remember what it's called. It was, I think, maybe early 2000s, where there's a group of people trapped in a gas station out there. Legion, remember?
And like Paul Bettany is
and it's like all these people were possessed by, but as it turns out, they're angels.
Yeah.
They're trying to take out this, I think it's like a kid they're trying to kill because I can't remember the plot of it, but they have to hold out against these, and it's angels like possessing humans as they're trying to get him, but you think that they're not angels, but they are.
Yeah.
So it's it's an interesting idea.
Actually, now that you brought that up, that kind of rung a bell for me with the Exorcist 3 with Brad Dourif.
Oh yeah.
And everything, and Father Karras in the cell, and he leaves his body and possesses these elderly people to commit these murders of like decapitating people and the whole thing like that. And I mean, that's
a pretty great one.
That's an underrated movie as well. Brad Dourif, like, even for his scenes alone, he fucking kills it. With that. But I thoroughly, I really hope they do a 4K of Fallen at some point. That'd be awesome. But like,
it's a beautifully shot film too.
Yeah,
like, it looks great.
It's very much the shoot, like the filters on it are very much of like that time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like these like kind of dull, kind of gray, it seems a little bit. But as the movie goes on, it definitely has especially the last, when he's up in the cabin, it's beautifully shot up there. Yeah.
Like it kind of goes with the vibe of the city, Philly.
Yeah.
It's very like dirty, but also there's some clean parts to it.
Yeah.
And you look up to the sky compared to like down below. And it's, I just think, it's almost like a good second movie, or maybe a prequel to like Seven in a way.
Oh yeah,
just like this killer is thematically through the seven deadly sins, and then we have like a fallen angel committing these murders. So it's like and they're cops after these otherworldly characters, almost. So.
There's a good double feature for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Both not happy, very happy endings.
Exactly. At all. I again, I hadn't seen it since the 90s, and I was like, oh shit, like I'd forgotten how good this movie is. Yeah. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you haven't for a while, like I hadn't, Fallen, check it out. So
especially if you're a Denzel fan.
Exactly.
My final pick.
Final pick is a little film that came out way back in 2007 called Dead Silence. This is a...
I like to say way back, but I think it's the closest one to our time that we've picked.
It's still, 2007 seems like 3 lifetimes ago.
It's true.
Directed by James Wan. As he was slow, this was right before he did his, did the Conjuring. I think it's his film series.
It was right after the first Saw.
Right after the first Saw, yeah. So as he's rising in the horror genre, he did Dead Silence, which is it stars Greg Hoffman is in it. It stars Amber Villada, Donnie Wahlberg is in it, Bob Gunton. Ryan Quanten is the main character. He plays Jamie. Who Ryan Quanten was in True Blood. He played Shuri's, I think her name is, brother in that. Yeah. So he had a big role in that. And so this is I think it's coming off of True Blood. I think he was still part of it, but so he was kind of rising as a star himself for a while. And Dead Silence is a horror film. Like we said earlier, it's this is ventriloquism. The story is that. There's a town called Ravens Fair that had an old ventriloquist movie theater built in it back in the 30s. The woman who was the kind of ventriloquist, she is a ventriloquist, Mary Shaw, had a weird fascination and obsession with her ventriloquist dummies. And Jamie one day gets a ventriloquist doll, Billy, in the mail, and his wife is like, "Oh, it's a cute dummy. Let me put it up here on the bed," and things like that. And
said no one ever when they get a ventriloquist
doll. And
Exactly.
Jamie's like, "Okay, that's very strange. I don't know what's going on there." He goes out to get dinner for them. He comes back, and his wife is dead. Her tongue has been cut out. And then Donnie Wahlberg plays a detective who is now like, where were you at, buddy? Like, what's going on here? And he's like, I didn't have anything to do with my wife's death. And he's like, okay, well, don't leave town because I'm still investigating you. He plays a very almost unserious cop, but it brings some lighthearted energy to this film. Jamie goes back to his hometown, Ravens Fair, to investigate who sent this doll and why, what it had to do with his wife's death, because he's still not entirely sure what's going on. He takes Billy, and the entire time they post this ventriloquist dummy in the weirdest places. Like his wife puts it on their bed. And then as he's driving back to Ravens Fair, he has it in the seat next to him. Yeah. And then he was in the hotel room. He's got it in the seat in the desk next to his bed.
That reminds me of when we saw the monkey.
Yeah,
because that monkey kept showing up in places.
Exactly. And it's obviously it's as the film goes on, we get the creepy ventriloquist. It looks like it's moving, and its eyes are moving around, and. As the film goes on, he investigates more about what Billy is. He's been told the story. He knows about Mary Shaw, how a kid disappeared in her theater one night during one of her shows, and the town attacked her. And now they think that she's become a vengeful spirit that's now haunting the residents of Ravens Fair, specifically the family. That Jamie's a part of, the Ashens, who was a well-off family in this town. His ancestors went after her because one of his relatives was killed by her, they suspect. Yeah. And now she's after the Ashens. And Jamie is an Ashen. He doesn't have a very good relationship with his father, who is one of the last Ashens left. He's still very well off.
Head of Shawshank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bob Gunton. He meets up with Bob Gunton, who is now remarried to a younger woman, Lisa, who is kind of looking after him. His father's been sick for many years, but again, since they're estranged, he doesn't really talk to his father very much, and his father is now in a wheelchair. He's like, what the hell happened to you? Like, oh, I had a stroke. And Lisa explains, your father had a stroke, and I've been taking care of him. And again, she's very young, and Bob Gunton is older in a wheelchair. So you're like, oh, a gold digger, obviously. Right. And she's like, well, I'm your mother-in-law. We got married. I'm your stepmother. We got married. And Jamie's like, okay, whatever. As he begins to investigate what's going on with the doll, he sees that Mary Shaw was buried, but after she was lynched by this mob led by the Ashens, he finds out that she was also buried with her dolls. That was like a specific thing. Somebody dug Billy up and sent it to him, though. Mm-hmm. Yep. And now he's trying to figure out who dug Billy up and why did they target me and why was my wife killed. And lo and behold, Donnie Wahlberg shows up in town and is like, hey, I thought I told you not to leave town. What's going on here? And he takes Billy as evidence and takes him to his room in the hotel.
He saw him trying to bury Billy's...
Right.
And he's like, why are you trying to get rid of evidence, huh?
Yeah. And
pretty much Mark Wahlberg's character from Departed.
From Departed, yeah.
This movie.
Exactly.
And Blue Bloods.
Yeah, Blue Bloods.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just playing the same guy.
Playing his brother's character. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And eventually he finds out that Mary Shaw had her movie theater still, her ventriloquist theater is still around. He goes to investigate and sees that there's a series of dolls still there.
Yeah.
And and then there is an elderly couple in a mortician's office that is handling also the body of his wife, or
his wife.
Yeah, his wife, and so he's trying to make sure that she gets, properly taken care of. And then we slowly start to see visions of what Mary Shaw is. The mortician explains, I saw Mary Shaw when she died, and her only wish when she was killed was to be turned into a life-size doll. And then we get, again, with first time I saw this film, very creepy part.
Nothing weird with that.
Nothing weird with that at all. This family, which this HBO did this thing too with, I think, 6 Feet Under or whatever. This family that lives at the mortician's, like their home is also the mortician. Their mortuary. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, and I know that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So like his father was a mortician, and like as a kid, this elderly guy who's now an elder, but he went down there because he thought he heard something and he wanted to see what Mary Shaw looked like turned into a lifelike doll. And he of course it's a stormy night, of course it is. So we see flashes of lightning coming through the windows, and he because he's a kid, he has to like stand up on the casket and look in, and he knocks the casket over and he sees Mary Shaw laying on her side looking like a doll as a ventriloquist, kind of like this weird smile on her face. Yeah. And then we see the flashing light, she's gone, and we see if again she's standing up, and then his father comes in. So he knows what Mary Shaw is, that she's back and she's looking for people who, if they scream, she'll take their tongue. And there's a poem that the town has come up with. If you see her in her dreams, don't scream because she'll take your tongue, something like that.
Very Freddy Krueger. You gotta have that.
I will. Yeah. I do have to say though, the lead of this movie, or his character, I was like, has the best reaction to everything, where he's like, he doesn't even go, like he'll just like he'll do a gasp or something like that. And I'm like, how have you not yelled once? I was like,
exactly, like, oh well, he eventually does.
No, I know, but
he knows the rhyme.
Yeah, exactly. And so now he's finally investigating Mary Shaw's theater that's now abandoned and decrepit. Donnie Wahlberg shows up again. It was like, where are you going? Let's go together, And so now they're checking out Mary Shaw's old doll collection. And it's cool. I don't know if you guys saw this at all. James Wan threw in
Jigsaw
the doll.
Because isn't the doll in the? That's what I did want to bring it up. Wasn't Jigsaw that particular doll called Billy?
In
Jigsaw.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought this Billy was.
So this is not a spin-off.
No, it's not.
It's supposed to be
more of just
it's like an Easter egg.
But that would have been cool if
kind of like Annabelle showing up in Shazam.
Well, I mean, I thought it would be interesting if Jigsaw was from this town too, and like
that would be cool.
Got the doll
somehow if it's in the same universe,
something like that.
But you see, they don't. You just see him in passing.
Yeah,
he's in like a corner
against a pillar.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. When I first saw it in theaters, I was like, well, wait a minute. I was like, well, is that?
Well, also there was another clown puppet with the squirrel.
With the squirrel,
spiral.
Yeah,
on it. I was like, oh shit.
Really cool little Easter eggs that James Wan threw in there. Anyway, you see that Mary Shaw is like taking possession of the dolls, and Donnie Wahlberg just blasts him with a shotgun. Yeah.
Well, this scene, like, I so wanted this to happen, and I know it would have been too funny if it did. If they had to like fight all the if they came out of the cases and started flying,
that'd be cool. Yeah,
puppet, and then they start like trying to fight them off and stuff, and
a little hand to hand.
Yeah, it's like kung fu fighting starts playing, and just. But I know that would have been too silly. It's like a Muppets movie.
And we also see that Mary Shaw has she wanted to turn. Yeah, he finds these old like sketches of hers that he wanted to turn a boy into a living doll. And we see the skeleton of this boy that disappeared.
Yeah,
who I think is like his relative or something like that.
Yeah.
The Ashens, which is why the Ashens came after her, because they thought he had something to do with her disappearance.
Yeah,
and had her lynched. And you see this kind of skeleton, and he's been turned to like this marionette thing. It's very creepy. And eventually, before he starts shooting at all the dolls, we see that clown that has a spiral on it. It's like, come here, come closer. I'll tell you why. He's like, why'd you kill my wife? And
the funniest part though of that is when he's like, come closer, I'll whisper it to you. And then Donnie's like, no.
Yeah. What are you doing? And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? No, dude. And this doll's like moving on its own.
Donnie's in a whole other level.
A whole other level. Oh, I'm getting.
I know the rules.
Yeah. So then that's when she reveals, I killed her because she was carrying the last Ashen, which means she was pregnant, which he didn't. We see that she was pregnant. She had a test strip.
Yeah.
She was tested, but he never got to see that because she was killed after that. And that's when he's like, and that's when Donnie Wahlberg starts blasting all this off. They get out, they set fire to the place. And as they're trying to escape, Donnie Wahlberg, they're running across a catwalk that goes over the main stage. What was the main stage?
Yeah.
And Donnie Wahlberg falls. It breaks as it's old. Donnie Wahlberg falls. He screams, and that's when you see Mary just come out of nowhere and take his tongue, like rip it open his jaw and take his tongue. Yeah. Jamie falls into the water, through the main stage, and it's now flooded out. It's by a lake. And but he's able to get away. The place goes up. He thinks he's beat her. He goes back to his house and he reconnects with his father. And this was a jump scene that I thought was awesome. Like we see that his father is actually dead, and his wife Lisa is I guess a doll herself now.
Yeah, she's the perfect.
Yeah,
doll
she's the perfect doll. And in the back, we see that the back of his spine and his head is cut out, and she's been using as a ventriloquist dummy. And he realizes that, and he screams, "Oh!" And then that's when
when we first see his dad, I was like, "Why does he look dead?"
Yeah, because he's so great.
And I was like, and he's wearing a bow tie. I was like, "Why is he wearing a bow tie?" And I was like, "Is he possessed?" Like,
and she's
initially, I thought he
him.
Was possessed, or something, and not a puppet or something like that. So I was like, "Oh," okay. But that was it. Yeah, I didn't expect that he was an actual puppet. So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool."
Yeah,
and I didn't expect her to be a perfect doll, but I did the beginning when we saw the sketchbook. It was very like Seven opening with you see all the creating designs and stuff together. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And this was my first time seeing the movie.
Really?
I've never seen it before. So I was like, oh wow. And I didn't know the main actor, so I was like, I don't know if he'll live. I've never seen him in much.
Oh, the main guy,
main, I knew everybody else, so I was like, okay. But and I just thought Donnie Wahlberg was a weird dynamic of it, but I was like, he needed somebody as his foil throughout this movie. And not many deaths other than
not a ton.
And you didn't need it. It was still creepy without it. Part of me, I felt bad for the mortician dying because I was like he wasn't bad. He was just trying
to take care of his wife is has dementia.
Almost catatonic. A bit. And I was like, he survived it as a kid. How did he scream this time?
It was weird that she came after him in the first. I guess because she was telling too much information to him. I don't know.
But and also when his wife mentioned Ashen's father came by and grabbed Billy. Right. I was like, how is she carrying him around, unless she wheeled him there?
That's why.
That's why it didn't make sense of that part. But I was like, okay,
he's on her lap.
Well, I thought is she holding her like that? So. But other than that, no. It was very entertaining, very creepy.
I love the creepy atmosphere of the whole place. That's
the ghost form of Mary Shaw, terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying for sure.
Just old ladies are creepy. Sorry,
no, they are.
Sorry, not sorry.
Did they make a sequel to this?
They did not. So that's the other thing I want to talk about this movie is I appreciate it that it's a one and done.
Yeah,
with everything else, if this movie had come out 10 years ago,
did it do well?
It didn't do well. It made budget was 20 million, box office 22.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably marketing and everything. But if it had come out 10 years ago, we'd have 5 Dead Silences by now.
Well, see, that's the problem. I think you couldn't do that only because she killed the Ashen
Right, she took her revenge.
So there's no point.
No, but they would have made a prequel, Mary Shaw at the beginning.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Billy's on his own and killing people. And shit like that.
Mary Shawshank.
Mary Shawshank. Exactly. Yeah. Bob Gunn is in that too. So.
There you go.
There's
the connection.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I guess I could see them doing that, but also if she's just living her life as the perfect doll, then in that body, because all the other ones are burnt So she's
trapped in it, right?
Yeah,
she's inherited all the Ashen money and all that. So she took revenge on them.
But also, if I was that, one of the couple there that receives that, immediately when I open that and I see the puppet, I'm like, no, this is going in the trash.
Right? Exactly.
Exactly. No address.
100%. And his wife's like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." Also, she puts it on the bed.
It's not cute.
No.
It's creepy as all balls.
If I learned I was from a town where people were being murdered, and like this lady was buried with all 100 over puppets, I would intentionally. I'd be like, I'm joining the military, and I want to be in charge of air drones, and then I'm going to fly that drone over that town, and I will carpet. I would just that whole grave. It was like, I don't care.
It's crematorium now, baby.
Yeah. It's like no ghost is coming for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, like they open the package. She's like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Oh, okay, well, And she puts it right on their bed.
Yeah.
And then she goes about her business, and I'm like, "What the fuck? No, dude, no."
Also, if I came home and saw my wife's tongue ripped out, I'd be like, I'm
done.
No cops. I'm not calling. How am I going to explain this? Are you kidding me? I'm out. I'm on the run. I don't give a shit.
Then they definitely would have taken it.
Yeah, well, either way, I'm just going to take a go. No revenge for you.
That's it. No revenge.
It's like, I'm taking myself out. I was like, I don't care.
Well, Donnie Wahlberg would have showed like, yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. I'm dead.
He ripped his wife's tongue out, and then he did himself. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. She's going to have to come after me in hell, baby.
It's true, dude. It's true. Yeah, I mean...
Perfect perfect crime.
I don't like ventriloquist dummies. So this movie, I love for the general, like, creepy atmosphere it sets up. The lore is awesome. Mm-hmm. And the plot twist at the end was very well done.
Was there inspiration from that Billy puppet? Was that inspiration from, like... the old Twilight Zone puppet? Because it looked
probably
like the face of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure
that's
it
what
was.
It gives it an extra creepy feel. It's.
Have you ever seen Anthony Hopkins' Magic? The movie Magic?
No.
That's also a creepy puppet movie.
Oh.
You should definitely check that out. It's like Anthony Hopkins in the 80s. So it's like, it's really good though. Definitely check that out.
From promotions from this movie, unless I'm mixing it up with another puppet themed movie, I thought there was like a scene where she's marionetting like people.
I think I remember that from the trailer.
Yeah,
like I remember that.
Maybe it was just in the trailer shot and not a actual.
I don't remember the trailer, but
I thought that was a thing, and I was like, oh, that's creepy.
That's really creepy. Yeah.
So maybe it could have been a different movie I'm thinking of, but I was just like, oh, and this is very good. Very good. I think it holds up.
It does hold up for sure.
Hold up.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Like everything, the theater is creepy as shit. The town is weird. And like as he's driving through the town, it's all like dying because people are moving out.
Was there a cell phone? I don't know if I saw him use a cell phone.
I don't remember a cell phone in it. I mean, it was 2007, so they still had like the old brick phones, the flip phones. So
I was just like, okay. I mean, there was no one to text really for him anyway, but I did think it was funny when Donnie Wahlberg's character died. That old razor that he kept using, I was like, who uses that type of still in 2007?
Yeah, that was probably all Donnie Wahlberg. I think my character should save every now and again.
He always likes to get a little shaving from time.
Yeah, James Wan's like, whatever, dude. Go in there. Yeah, fine.
But, I mean, for the character, like he
it worked.
It proves like he never goes home, right?
Right.
Like,
that's true. He's always on the move.
He's dedicated to his job.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, how do you show that?
He didn't really. Like he didn't have a vice, really, like smoking or drinking. So I was like, I always gotta work with my hand. Get down and dirty. Yeah.
I think at one point he messes with like the puppet itself. He's like, he's like moving. And shit.
I was like, he's pretty good at it. I was like, is he the bad guy?
Yeah, he definitely brings a lot of like much needed levity in this movie.
I think that was right after his Band of Brothers, right?
2004, I think, was Band of Brothers.
2005.
So right after.
Is he in one of the Saw movies as well? Is it
like Saw the second
3 or 4?
Second.
Oh, is it?
No, sorry. No, it is the second one. Yeah. He's in 2.
He's a cop in that too.
Yeah, he's a cop in that.
Oh yeah, because his kids in the safe.
Yeah, James Wan.
They love using him.
I think James Wan was like, I didn't get to use you enough, so I want to use you in the Saw 2.
What kind of cop do I play?
Do I get a razor in this one?
Yeah. It's in his contract. It's in his contract. Got to have a razor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Dead Silence. Check it out. It's a creepy film. It's really overlooked. A lot of people don't remember it, especially because James Wan has been now.
I forgot all about
his stuff. Saw has overshadowed a lot of his stuff. The Conjuring has overshadowed a lot of his stuff. So he's Dead Silence is one of those things he kind of did in between all that, and then kind of it's just been kind of forgotten nowadays. But I remember the first time I saw it in theaters, and I was generally creeped out. So yeah, great film. So check it out. So that concludes our retro horror movie review.
Yeah.
Please feel free to check out some of these films if you want. They're fun, and they're worth your time. Believe me.
Also, let us know of anyone's in the future, like when we do another similar episode. Let us know any movies that you'd like us to watch and look at and talk about and whatnot. So
definitely.
And don't forget to rate and review on your podcast catcher of choice, and let us know what you think.
This episode will be up on YouTube as well soon.
So. Yes. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Enter the Nerdom. Special episode. And don't forget to check under your beds or inside your closets or your roommate that could be possessed. I didn't have a third one there.
You walk in your place tonight and Carmine's just sitting there
drinking some water.
And some girl
just hanging under your bed.
Yeah.
Immediately.
He's wearing a bow tie.
He's got all of it going on. And singing Rolling Stones.
Oh, shit.
I have a tied bedsheet ready to jump out of any window. Don't worry. I'm ready.
False walls.
I didn't tie to the bed.
Don't scream.
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't bring this up. This will be real quick before we end. But the screaming, I was like, is a scream count as a whoa?
I think it's probably like a certain level.
Certain decibel.
Yeah. It's certain decibel, yeah.
Like, is it a, You know, that's, I was like,
I'm sure it's certain decibel.
I was like, specify.
Yeah.
I was like, you spread this lore around. You got to specify.
Yeah, specify.
Shock. Any kind of shock.
True. She's like,
oh, shit.
I would go whenever.
All right, yeah.